What, no super chats? If you like to waste your money or not, maybe you are good at betting, sign up for BetUS and use that link in the description of the channel, bit.ly/Bears Country Podcast -BetUS. And listen, if you want to help the channel, but you don't want to super chat, you don't want to donate, I get it. Costs a lot to run this thing. If you like to bet, you put a $5 bet in BetUS, you're going to give us $100. I'm just a $5 investment for you using BetUS would give us $100. The first time though, it'll help to keep the lights on for BCP. And thank you guys for joining us tonight.
But if you're going to bet, please bet responsibly.
Please do, and don't blame us for your losses, your losses. Your loses, your losses.
Here's Shorty.
If the Scrody fits.
Minister Charles, Antmus, Mr. Mayhem.
It's Chicago.
Chad, good to see you again.
Heidi. Guys, we have
Hola.
It's kind of strange because, like the old saying, out with the old, in with the new. Doug Van Dorn, our long time friend from chat, been on the show many times before. Man, just dropped off the face of the internet after the Trump win. And I fear we're never going to see him again. But it looks like he's been replaced with Chad Spieger. Chad, thank you for hanging out with us now for, what is this, 4 or 5 weeks? We appreciate you. We appreciate all the new viewers. You guys are the reason why we do this for the millionth time. This Thursday is the fun show. It is the off show. It is we're having fun tonight on Thursday nights, and that's where you want to be here if you want to have fun. What is that? Roseman. Guys, I think I've been forever jaded now with just researching the McCaskey family and the Muggs Hallis death and all of it combined, and I tend to gravitate towards conspiracy theories because I truly believe that anything is possible, and I never want to buy into one belief. And I've decided I am not buying into this one belief that the fucking McCaskeys legitimately own this team.
3 minutes and 51 seconds, Dan.
It took me that long to start swearing.
We never make it. Try
to make it 10 minutes, but
yeah, we're good.
It's
That's our amazing producer Karl in the background, running the show for us. Thank you, Karl. PJ Foster. I have resigned to I've given up. I'm not saying I'm not going to ever have hope again, because naturally it will come back around again in the future. But I really truly believe that this McCaskey family and the whole Muggs Hallis thing. Read up on it yourself if you don't know it. I'm not going to try to coax conspiracy theories into your head per my view, but there is something weird there, and I'll leave it at that. So therefore, like, as far as this team is concerned, I don't know how much hope I can ever have until this blunder is fixed. They hired Warren. They hired the McCaskeys are the ones hiring, and that's all that matters. And I'll leave it at that. It's going to be a good show tonight, guys. PJ Foster, how you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. It's kind of chilly in my parts here. I'm not as cold as
Wait,
Foster is, of
which
course.
parts?
Uh, Central Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly, I'm not even mad from the game last week. I'm not harboring any resentment. I'm just taking it
What? No
all
super
in.
chats?
Right. As soon as you said that, we have a super chat by Chad Speaker. He says, I'm tired of hearing Flu say the process. Thank you, Chad, for your super chat.
Thank you, Chad.
But
What you're saying there really quickly reminds me of back in the day. All I could ever hear was Dave Wanstead saying his famous line that all I could ever hear back then was from the standpoint of like I thought that Dave Wanstead was the worst head coach we'd ever had in our lives back in the 90s, and then he got toppled over by what's his name, Mark Trustman, and this has got to be the absolute worst. Not to interrupt you, PJ. Continue what you were saying.
Actually, A. Gibran.
Thank you, PJ.
He was horrible. But no, I just think that, I mean, when I'm just looking at the whole scenario, and it's like, this year is a filling out year. I don't know I really don't know what direction they're going in, because they're in. I mean, those are the things I was worried about bringing in a rookie. Where do you go? What type of thing do you have? Because he's a rookie, so you don't exactly know how to. It's not necessarily just him, but how the other players going to respond to him, play around him. All these things you got to take in consideration, and it's like this whole year has been a train wreck. But I mean, again, I'm not mad about it. I mean, I'm truly not even mad about it. I'm just looking at it objectively, and it's like, yeah, it's just a train wreck. What do you think, Foster?
Absolutely, dude. Same here, because you know what, we're used to this crap. I mean, I was over it really quick because I got
underwater.
Wait a second. You were talking, and PJ brought up Dave Gibran. So what was it? 1, 4, 5, 9. I think we had 13 wins in 4 seasons with him. 13, and that was a 14-game season. So 4 times 4 is 40. 56 games. We might have had 12 or 13 wins. I think we've already done that just these 2 seasons, right?
Yeah,
7 and 5, 7 and 4, whatever. We're almost there. So
Pete,
just to put that into perspective.
You can't plug the coaxial cable for the internet into your ass. You have to screw it into the router. You sound like you screwed it into your dick tip.
The fucking game show.
We need the dead bodies and the paneling to help you with the internet, dude. You gotta
give it to us.
Oh crap! So it's that bad? It's terrible again?
Well, maybe if you're closer, I don't know. But when you're sitting back, try sitting back and talking again.
The bin. Oh my
yes, I'll just sit right here in this chair.
No, of course. Now you're fine. Go ahead.
Okay. So it's this stinks, but I'm like you, Pete. I'm just like, it's the freaking Bears, man. This is nothing new. Losing like this is nothing new to us. It's not. It sucks because we're kind of used to it. So I do think that things will get better because, like PJ said, this team's all over the place, man. That offense last week looked okay, kind of, huh?
Yeah.
Wish they could have scored another touchdown and we start scoring 22, 23 points a game. That's all it's going to take. We're going to win games with this team. So it's there.
You sounded choppy again, Foster.
Continuity and coaching.
You sounding choppy again. Come closer.
Okay. Foster, this is your keyword whenever you're choppy again. We're gonna go like this.
Let the bodies
hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the.
So
I don't know.
Am I okay right now or no?
You're fine now. You're yeah. Okay.
I'm just gonna have
whenever
to sit up like this.
Whenever you see us,
kill my back.
If you see me do this, just talk up into the mic again. Maybe it'll fix itself. But what you're saying is spot on, Foster.
No, it's just what it is. That's the problem. But I still think we're gonna be okay. I just when does it finally happen, man? Just when? When?
Honestly, I just think they need to come up with a plan and stick with it. The problem is, in my opinion, is they change directions and don't see it through long enough. I mean, when you have a team where you was going a certain route and you was winning some games, why mess up that? I mean, I can't get over that. That to me just boggles my mind. You want to mess it up and thinking that your quarterback was the problem, and come to find out it's the offensive coordinator, and now it's the other offensive coordinator, and it may end up being just a head coach. So, bruh, what are you doing? What are you doing? So, again, man, let's get to the basics.
And Pete, there's a little more to it. And I'm going to touch on the players. The stuff where I got a sack. I'm still choppy. What kind of sack do you have? It's Thursday night, everybody. You should be used
What
by
kind
now.
of sack do you have?
Yeah. So, but seriously, like, they get a sack or a good tackle. I'm just sick of the showboat, man. Just play the freaking game, and when you're done, you can all celebrate in the end zone or in the locker room. I'm just sick of this crap. I don't care if it's Montez Sweat or Richardson or whoever, Stevenson, whatever's going on, man. Richardson, well, going back in time. But play the fucking game, yo. Is that a new signal now, Dan?
People are drilled over and over and over and over and over and over. This
That's what
is
she
your
said.
assignment. You do this.
Oh, good old DVD. We miss you, DVD.
The Bears got us like that, Paige. It's drilled into our head that this kind of crap can happen anytime, all the time.
Yeah.
How did you guys feel at the very end when they're lining up and they're showing that? You know what that field goal looked like from the view from the camera? You know the movie Poltergeist in the hallway when it's like the hallway is a million fucking miles away and there's a
Right.
deep at the end. That's what I was seeing that field goal as for Cairo Santos. I'm just like, okay, I'm trying not to not envision him missing it, but I just don't see him making it in this. It's just so far away. And then it gets blocked. It's like, of course it got blocked.
Here. As Tom Brady was talking and talking about all this stuff, and Cairo Santos was kicking it from 55 in practice, and he didn't say anything, but he kept talking about the stuff. I'm sitting there watching the game, and I'm going, that's it. I turned away because I knew something was going to happen. Yeah, I thought he'd miss it somehow. But then I knew something was going to happen because it was like a 15, 20-second segment of him just talking about the field goal. I'm like, we're done. We're toast. I know everybody says it's that ain't true, man. You know, come on. And I'm like, no. I've been watching the same crap happen for 50 years. Almost every time they bring. Oh, he was kicking him for 55 in practice. This ought to be just a piece of cake. It's only 42. I was like, we're done.
Dan, I don't know if I told you this. When he was lining up to kick that field goal, I was hovering your phone number. I was going to call you. I was going to hype you up over Caleb Williams, and that's the sentiment I have. We'll get to me later, but I'm so sad that they took that away from him. He deserved that comeback win, and it's a goddamn shame that the McCaskeys did what they did.
Okay, you stopped him from going. Maybe you should plug your internet into your dick tip. Maybe it'll help.
I mean,
I'm the technician. I say worth a shot. Try it, Foster.
Head over there and help him screw that coaxial cable into his dick tip, Karl.
PJ's got that. That's all, PJ.
Man,
Is there a way to block the producer? That's all I want to know.
As I say, PJ loves a.
Like I said,
I was trying to say hello to Mr. Minister Sir Charles Johnson. Anyway, goodbye for real.
You get all the dead bodies in the paneling at his mom's house, and boom, it insulates the room. You stick him in his own house where he's trying to avoid the law. It just doesn't work. Every time your fucking internet sucks. And then you mute yourself like Tooch. You're muted.
I'm always coming in too.
Mute yourself again. You sound like shit.
It's uh-oh.
I'm gonna get off and restart this thing, man. I already did it.
Reset your internet, plug it into your dick tip, do whatever you have to do. Come on, figure this shit out, Foster. You're the man here. We need to talk to your ass.
I'm done. Fuck.
No, you better come back.
I'll come back. Oh, God.
All right, you better come back. Get on your phone if you have to, for Christ's sake.
What's up, Slick? What's up, the Scrolls? We talking about Ron Warnarski, Steve Phillips, J2K.
The Nudge. Steve Phillips. The Nudge, who's apparently I don't know what fan he is, but he's been in the comments going at it with Karl about Karl's a huge Michigan fan. So he's asking if he got his bean snapped on his 30th. I don't know how does that work out right if you get your bean snapped? I don't know. That sounds painful.
Vernon says, share with us the positive memories.
Oh, he sent me a bunch of pictures today. That's gonna take. I'll have to do that later on in the show, Vern. I can't just sit here and load all those on my computer while we're down a Foster. To what Foster is saying though, like there was a game I was watching. I don't remember what game it was, and the announcer said, "Oh, so and so kicker." They were about to kick a field goal to win the game, and the announcer said, "This team has this kicker is whenever he's in this situation, blah blah blah. His percentages, he would miss this kick or whatever he said, and boom, he misses it." And then they were all like on the air, like, "Oh my God, you jinxed him." He's like, "You can't even just stop talking about kickers because every time you talk about him." Because they said, like, right before, like, every time I talk about this, I jinx him. Yeah, you jinx him. And then he says it, kicker misses it. I was thinking the same thing. Tom Brady's talking about, the stats for he hasn't missed a single kick within the 40-yard range or blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Like, why would you say that right now, Tom? And boom, it gets blocked. And I don't know. I've watched that play. I can pull it up for you guys. I've watched it a million.
But you know what, though?
Divided by 2. But I'm not sure if I see the penalty.
I can't buy that jinx thing because the jinx thing works for me if the person can actually hear you saying it. If they don't hear you saying that, you're not jinxing them in my mind.
I know, but it's weird. Like that always happens. Like the announcer talks about so and so hasn't missed a kick from this range in 20 fucking years. Boom, he misses it. It happens all the time.
What's up, Bearski? What's up, King Booker World? I don't know. I mean, if you do look at that, like I said, the number 90 Van Ness pushes Brooks 94 in the back, which gives him leverage to get through the line in order to block it. Again, I'm not even mad about it. I mean, I thought it was a penalty, but what are you going to do about it? This team is dysfunctional right now. It reminds me of the times of the Trestman era. Really, we're just becoming dysfunctional. Our run defense is suspect. I mean, we wasn't as bad Sunday, but it's still we're we're missing a part. I mean, I'm watching after watching the tape on Tuesday, looking at Edmonds. Very disappointed in his play at middle linebacker and not being able to get to the ball and make tackles and make plays and shoot gaps. I'm just, disappointed. I mean, but honestly though, as I told you, I only seen the first half because I had, family duties to do. But from what I've seen of Caleb, I thought he played pretty decent. I really did. I mean, now I want to tell people, hold your horses on the whole Thomas Brown thing, thinking he's the second coming. Hold on, just wait. It's only been one game, guys. It's only been one game. Let's not crown him yet. But from what I saw, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good game. I hope it continues. A big test this week against Minnesota. But yeah, he's on the right track. But I've seen people say, "Oh, he ought to take over the head coaching job." Calm down. Calm down. Please calm down. Back, just back away now. Step away from the edge. Hold on. We're going too fast.
PJ, if Thomas Brown was tasked with being the head coach, how is he going to effectively call plays, especially if his choice is to call them from the booth? It just makes no goddamn sense. Again, good.
I'm just saying. I mean, I've been hearing. That's why I've been here this week. I'm like, what? I'm like, this guy. What was he? Passing game coordinator got promoted. Now we're talking about what we're talking about next week. We talk about naming him the GM. I mean, come on.
Correct me if I'm wrong, PJ, but he hadn't even actually had offensive coordinated his first game with the Bears yet, and they were already talking about him being the head coach.
This one, I'm like, it's like he coordinated 7 games last year or so, however many with Carolina. Wasn't the full season. Didn't start off as our coordinator. He coordinates one game, a game of which, like Chad is saying, we only scored 19 points. And I'm hearing these people say, "Oh, he changed Caleb around and all. He's man, maybe he ought to be the head coach." I'm like, hold on, wait, simmer down now, just simmer down. Hold on, wait.
I mean, and then he has a decent game, right? A better game than Waldron has had in a while. Right. And now it's like this guy's going to be a head coach. This guy's going to be a head coach.
I'm like, can we get to the point where he first of all, score over 30 points, which Waldron actually had us scoring over 30 points a couple of games. So again, 19 points. Again, Caleb did look better. Compared to the last few weeks, he did look better. But let's slow down. That's all I'm saying. Let's just slow down a little bit.
PJ, this is what the tears of the Bears fans that keeps Virginia McCaskey alive does. It causes us to overreact to oh my God, this guy's gonna be just promote him a head coach. You know what? We're looking for someone to replace Flus. We're like, oh fuck, Thomas Brown. Thomas
like
Brown.
The scroll says, man, go ahead and name the new stadium of the Thomas Brown complex. I mean, what are we doing? Come on, man.
It's it's comical, man.
I'll tell you, that's what I said. I can't even get mad no more. I just look at this stuff now. I just started laughing looking at these. I mean, look at the reports and whatnot, and how the people overreacting. It's like, the dude, we literally scored 19 points and lost. And we talking about how great this guy is. Like, wait a minute, man. Hold on.
Fire Flus, make Thomas Brown the head coach. I'm going to tell you what, though. That's what the overreaction is to complete incompetence at situational football does at our head coaching position. I mean, I haven't actually done the numbers, but I've just computed them in my head. And this has got to be the worst head coach we've ever had. I thought it was Wanstead, and then Trustman took that over, with a bunch of 50 burgers on us, like 250 burgers in a row, got blown out, lost the team, stupid press conferences. And then I see this fiasco going on right now.
You're
And
blessed.
it's eerily similar, although the 50 burgers are not being put up on us until we play the Lions, like you were saying. Who said that? They're going to score over 30. Chad Speaker, we have to score over 30 to beat the Lions. Yeah, we have to score over 40 to beat the Lions with the way they're playing. And by the way, what the fuck is Cliff Victoria? Cliff, you have me at your house. You break bread with me. Just fall off the face of the earth.
You like to stroke my pussy, darling?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Come on. Where are you at, bro? I have to text him right now.
You know what, though?
Now with BCP still, Cliff?
For those of you who do not remember, me and Foster does, but I'm telling you, Abe Gibbon.
I'm not fortunate enough to see that one.
I'm just telling you, as bad as you think Tressman was, because Tressman got us at least a 500 one year. Abe Gibbon win one game, win 3 games. I mean, it was bad. So that's why I'm just like, no, we're not there yet. But there's just so many holes on this team that it needs addressing. And now we got Brisker. Brisker's career might be over. I mean, I hope not. I mean, but concussions and third one, he might be done. I hope. I really wish him well. I mean, I'm not wishing that it is over, but you just don't know. I mean, he might be done for the year at least. So, man, can we take care of that? I mean,
how many concussions in how many years?
He's only been in the league for 3 years.
How many concussions?
3.
So it's really not even the severity of it, right? What they did was they said that Brisker had symptoms like 3 weeks later. He actually was cleared to finish the game. He didn't fly to London, and he actually had symptoms reoccurring. I don't know the severity of them, but for like 3-4 weeks later. That's a really bad sign because Tua has had as many, if not more, concussions. He's back playing football. And when he talks, he's coherent. Obviously, that's not a dictating factor, but it's downright scary what's happening with Brisker, for my money.
So if we're looking at it from a team building point of view, so we're looking at offensive tackle we need, couple of guards we need, defensive end we need, now a safety we need. I mean, all these positions, and it's like, fellas, we might be in some some dark days ahead. So brace yourselves.
Do you know what we have for sure though? A bona fide stud number 1 wide receiver out of those, or out of the what does Notch call them? The UW Huskies?
Oh, you must be talking about the Maryland Terrapins.
I'm talking about Mr. Romadunze.
I'm talking about DJ Moore. He's a bona fide number 1.
He played pretty well, right? And I think Thomas Brown utilized him correctly. But
he's a bona fide.
For my money,
he's a bona fide. DJ Moore is a bona fide.
Yeah, Romadunze is a bona fide number 1 wide receiver.
DJ Moore is a bona fide.
As soon as Romadunze gets treated like the number 1 wide receiver in the playbook, we're going to see some magic.
DJ Moore is a bona fide. With all the crappy quarterbacks he's been through and still put up good numbers, he's a bona fide.
He's bona fide.
Unfortunately, Romadunze had nothing to do with PJ Walker and all these other poor quarterbacks that he was forced to play with. So, I don't like that comment from Scrolls. DJ Moore isn't a winner. I think what you're seeing is frustration that he isn't winning, because I think he expected to this year because the team has so much talent and it's just not working out. Thankfully, though, our offensive coordinator who has Asperger's is no longer with us, so that's cool.
But to your point, though, Romadunze is the leading receiver right now on the Bears.
Statistically, he's not treated like it, which is stupid. If you have a 2 wide receiver set, even Keenan Allen is ahead of him, and I hate that.
I wish he had like 4-2.
Oh, no.
That'd be much better.
Paulie, why, man? You're telling me that if the... PJ, would the Lions right now be better or worse with prime Calvin Johnson on their roster?
He'd probably be unstoppable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's a victim of circumstance that those guys don't have rings. Ironically, Randy Moss was a part of a franchise that went undefeated in the regular season. They didn't win the Super Bowl, sure. They literally went undefeated, Paulie.
By the way, Karl, per Bearski, Thine Smite podcast, you're going to be doing some simulcasting here, right? We wanted to talk about that on tonight's show.
Yeah,
Thine Smite podcast will be simulcasting from BCP and Thine Smite podcast, starting whenever you want to do it again yourself.
And I want to make it clear, I feel like those who would want to watch me already do, and I really want to say thank you. You guys are fantastic. You guys know who you are. No need to name names, but thank you so very much.
If your
But out
husband's
of, I
home,
guess,
I'm not going to do
convenience.
that. I don't know what. Oh, I got to go.
He got me. He got me. I thought that he was legitimately saying something important. He got me good. Jesus. Golly. You know what, Foster? I gotta go.
Laz!
You sound so much better, man.
I restarted everything. I think this was. Do I sound better? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So I hit it, but it didn't say that there were any updates. And then all of a sudden it said, "Don't shut off," and you have updates. And I'm like, it never said that. And this happened before, and it was the same damn thing, man. It's probably something with the audio, video. I don't know.
You're good to you're good to go now. Why don't you keep talking before it fucks up again? Just keep going.
Well, I was sitting here waiting for it to go, and I'm like, for some reason, Chevy Chase popped up in my head. Pete, you remember, like 75, 76, the original Weekend Update?
Right.
Where I don't know if you know this one, Dan. So he's sitting there talking to some chick, and he's picking his nose, and so I'm like, all right, I'm going to do the same thing. I don't even know what I'm going to say. But as soon as I went on, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that if your husband's home. There's no way.
Oh, man. What we were talking about, what again?
I don't know. That was a good laugh for everybody, I hope.
Bears.
No, Bears what, though?
The Bears suck. We've been talking about that for 50 years, PJ.
I mean, we will talk about the number one wide receiver. And who
well, Roma Dunze. Roma Dunze is...
He's going to be, at least if he's not. He's gonna be.
I think he's a silent stud on this team right now, because if he was our only pick in that first round, we'd be looking at him under a microscope right now if he was with Justin, right? But I think he's kind of taken the back seat because of Caleb. But for me, you've convinced me of this, PJ. For what we could have gotten, and I will take to my grave that Caleb Williams was my pick in this draft. Everything that they did up to Caleb Williams was exactly what I would have done and what I've always wanted to happen. But number nine, that could have been 3 offensive linemen. Number 9.
Well, it could have been something else, but
number 9
could have been more. Could have been.
Well, I can honestly say
punter could have been an offensive lineman.
Well,
That's
to Karl's point, I mean, I'm not saying Rome is not good. I think Rome is good. I do.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, I think he's good. But I also, in the same breath, because two things can be true at once, they're not utilizing DJ to his full potential either, because there's like go routes that they're not even looking at. I mean, we're throwing all our passes 20 yards or less. We're not even stretching the field. So we're underutilizing one of the things that DJ does best, especially that deep in cut. Haven't seen one of those passes to him since week 1 or 2. So again, we're not utilizing him at all. I mean, not the way I think he should. All these sideways screens and all those things in the flats. That's not what you need to utilize DJ with. You need to get him the ball down the field.
If you want to know what's successful, you just go look at what he did with Fields, because it's going to be the same concept. So just go back to your film and replicate it and make the adjustments you need to make for the offense to, work better. And I've been saying this. I don't know if you guys remember this, but the day we drafted Roschon Johnson, I kept saying the guy can be a 3-down back if we need him to be, because he's truly capable of it. He ain't the all-time bruiser. He ain't the fastest guy, but you know what you're going to get on most plays with him, whether it's blocking or pass receiving or running the ball up the middle. So there's so many things. I was talking to somebody about, I said, look, put the Redskins and the Commanders, whoever, the Redskins on paper.
Redskins
on paper, and put the Chicago Bears on paper today, right now. If you go man to man and I don't see what's going on or any of this shit, I'm going to pick the Bears roster. And I know the rosters. If you go and you look at them, because Washington's defense has played surprisingly well with the lack of names that you can come up with, I'll say, for a better.
I agree.
And they got room over there on that team to get better. And the reason I know that team pretty well is I got a few of these offensive guys on my fantasy team because they get points. So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I think when I look at Caleb, he does a good job of spreading the ball around. However, the way that he's getting the ball to DJ, I'm not in favor of. Like I said, the little screens and the little behind the line of scrimmage passes, those, no. Get him the ball, stretch the field some. Once you stretch that field, then it would truly open up for everyone else. Because then they'll back away, and then you can hit Rome more, and you can hit Keenan more. But the way they're utilizing it, I don't know if it's just an offense or whatever it is, but it's the same concept. But last year with Getsy, at least they were stretching the field more. Even on the pass to Tyler Scott last year that he missed by inches, or that one that our tight end missed by inches. We were stretching the field. So I don't know if it's Caleb can't get it down there consistently enough, or what the problem. I don't know, and I'm not trying to point fingers. I'm just saying that we're not stretching the ball down the field, and therefore I think that's also hurting the offense.
Even if it's just trying once or twice a game, right? I don't know what's going on with this deep ball. And I've heard some people say, we heard Glenn Morgan say that you watch him in college, his deep ball wasn't as great as you think it is. Maybe you're right, Glenn. Probably are. Damn it. But fucking Glenn. I love Glenn, but fucking fuck Glenn.
Like, I hate when a guy's right.
Pull me for a loop. 2 shows in a row. I can't believe it. By the way, Mr. Mayhem, we love you, man. I was listening to you guys talking. I was thinking, DVD, Cliff Victoria. No, Mr. Mayhem, you are the long-standing BCP chatter from day one. I have an extra Caleb Williams jersey. If you would like it, Mr. Mayhem, shoot us an email at BCP, BearsCountryPodcast@gmail.com. I will mail it to you, my friend.
Tell him what size it is.
It's an extra large.
Well, you gotta let him know that, though.
It's an extra large. It's no different than a large. There you are.
Cliff Victoria showed up.
I'm like, where the fuck is where is Cliff?
Finally showed up.
This show doesn't feel right without Cliff. But Mayhem's here.
And Scottish Bear and Mr. Mayhem and the Nudge and Slick Sophistication's got some good comments as usual.
Listen, we love all you guys in chat. Aunt Miss, Mr. Minister, Scottish, Mayhem, the Nudge, Slick Sophistication. All the usual suspects will show up a little bit later.
We got 47 people in the chat.
We got a new guy here, Chad Speaker's been in chat for a few shows now. We appreciate all you guys. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead. Finish whatever you were talking about, because I don't even know.
Always interrupts you, PJ. Worse than me, man.
Fucking so interruptive.
No, I just think that the way this team is going right now, it's like kind of like, what's that thing? What's the thing that guides the boat? A rotor? Is that it? A rudder?
It's a fart.
A rudder.
It's a wet fart. You're talking about what fart?
Rudder to steer with, like a ship.
Oh,
Yeah, a rudder. Yeah.
Okay.
So this team is lacking its rudder right now. It's like lacking a sense of direction. I mean, it's
yeah. You know what it's like?
I think it's more the guy who's using the rudder.
No, this is a
I'm just going off. I mean, you got to have somebody steering the damn thing. If it's broken, it doesn't matter who's steering it.
the perfect analogy. Matt Eberflus is like a guy going into an orgy with erectile dysfunction. That's what he is.
Dude, I did that once about 3 years ago. That is not a good thing.
You walk into a room, there's all these naked women everywhere, and you're like, yeah.
Where is these analogies coming from, man? What?
I don't know, but
It's not working. You're like,
hey, Shorty, stay out of my wet dreams.
Jeez. Woo. I'm glad I didn't get my grandsons to watch this show tonight.
you think you're walking into the room with a loaded pistol. You're like, that's fucking Matt Eberflus. He gets onto the field. He's like, wait, should we go for two? Oh, we're going for one. We're going for one. Meanwhile, the other coach, no, we're going for two. Wait, oh, hold on, timeout. Oh, wait, what are we doing here? Oh, we have 3 timeouts left. No, just timeout. Oh, we're on the 35-yard line. We're gonna go into a fucking full-on fucking Hail Mary prevent defense. Oh, wait a second. Come on, dude. What's going on over here? None of it works.
Man, I have no words right now. I think Mr. Mayhem saying, well, he's saying thanks for the offer. I don't know if he's taking you up on it or not, though.
Oh, thanks for the offer. Oh, he's saying for the jersey.
Yeah. I don't know if he's taking you up on it or not.
Man, if you want it, email me at bearscountrypodcast@gmail.com. I got an extra one. It was for PJ. It's way too big for PJ.
It's a Caleb Williams jersey, bro.
He didn't like it. It was Caleb Williams. He had to give me all these excuses. Oh, this is not going to fit.
As a matter of fact, I can I tell you a true story?
No, it has to be a lie.
No, it's gonna be a true story.
Bad.
Kid, one of the young men I mentor, he called me yesterday. He said, "Pops, do you like Caleb Williams? Do you like number 18 jersey? Because I want to get you one for Christmas." I was like, "No, sir. No, sir. You better not give me that." I was like, "No, sir." He's like, "Well, who's your favorite player on the team right now?" I'm like, "No. So don't give me a jersey."
Justin Fields. That was the answer.
I said, "Don't give me that."
Tell him you already sent one back. You already had one, and you didn't send it back. You didn't want it. You didn't.
Wait, tell him the rest of the story. Then we met at Portillo's in Champaign when I was driving up to Illinois, and I handed it to you. You're like, "Oh, the look on your face was priceless, dude." You're like, "Thanks, Shorty." and then we had dinner, and we go walking back out to our car. She's like, "You know what? This isn't gonna fit." I literally pulled out of the bag. I'm like, "It'll fit you." He's like, "Not gonna fit."
It's not gonna fit. Not gonna fit.
Hey, but I got it. Unlike that one day that you didn't get it. Hey, wasn't me. Wasn't me.
That's why you're my brother.
That's why you're my brother too, my man.
Man.
Hey, now we're on the same page. As soon as you said that, I was like, "Yep, not gonna fit." I wanted to save it to give it away to one of our super fans in chat. You know, one of the people that has been here the longest, and I'm realizing right now it is you, Mr. Mayhem. So if you would like it, email me. I'll send it to you. It's on me, shipping and all.
Shorty is such a nice guy.
God, come on, stop telling people that. It's not true.
Foster, are you muted?
No, they said we gotta touch this subject. You guys read this?
Oh,
Are you messing with the Scottish Banter, or is this true?
Scottish Banter said, "Got an email from the Bears. I'm in the running for the International Fan of the Year. They contacted me without applying. Did I do the accent correctly? correctly there, Scottish bear. Wait, is that true?
That was my question. That's the whole reason I put the thing up there to find out, because I wanted to congratulate him.
Wait, so
I'm
you
like,
wow.
I said, there's a few more names we could throw in there, but that's awesome, man. If that, I don't just.
He says this is 100% true.
This is true. 100.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna do another old.
And make sure it's not a scam.
Extremely rotten, bad, terribly bad. Excellent.
Hey, wait.
Never mind.
Let's see.
Way off base on that one.
Where is that? I have here. I'm gonna cover the number. I've got Larry Mayer's number in my phone, Scottish Bear. I can arrange that for you.
Well, we got a super chat.
Another $5 super chat from the Nodge. Man, bear the fuck down to you too, Notch. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, the Notch. Appreciate you, man.
That's what all the women like. A little bit of the Nodge.
Hey, just the nudge. Just the nudge.
Yeah. Let me call my grandsons and tell them not to tune in tonight.
Yeah.
See that text right now.
Are we going to hear from anybody else? Like the FCC coming down on us? I said that jokingly last week. But boy, how things change in a week.
I'm surprised you don't tell them that every week, PJ.
You're like, Paw. I was listening. What was you talking about? Yeah, we don't talk about that there, son. No, we're not going to talk about it. It's all about getting your grades, sir.
Yeah, apologize.
A bit early.
Apologize for me. All Foster got left is a nudge.
Here you go. That's not true. I don't know. Foster didn't put in some work.
You gotta stop talking about this shit.
I don't know.
That's not true.
I think I told you guys this story. I'm going to tell it again really quickly. I'm up in the mountains. I'm up in the mountains in Colorado. I'm at a brewery. I'm hanging out at the bar. An old man sitting next to me with an old mountain man with a gray white beard down to here, right? And he's sitting next to me, and I go, "Man, this is so beautiful up here. It must be." He's like, he's a local. I'm like, it must be beautiful to live up here. He's like, yeah. He's like, this morning I was sitting there looking out my window, and it was just the most beautiful, most beautiful. So I took a picture, and he pulls out his phone, and he's like, 76-year-old man scrolling his phone like this at me, like, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, he probably doesn't have any dick pics in here. Like I probably don't have to worry about this at all. And then, boom! I got a dick pic that looks like this. Hold on.
Thanks for the illustration.
I got a dick pic that looks like this.
What the world?
Out of nowhere. Just a fucking dick pic.
Man, I thought I.
Listen, the outer circle is the nutsack, okay? The inner circle is just the tip.
Only thing I'm saying is we gotta be having a bad season. We're talking about dick pics.
It looked like a donut with a mushroom cap.
Pussy, darling.
It looked like a donut with a mushroom cap sitting in the middle of the donut, and it was all scabby and bloody looking and shit.
Watch the bin. Oh,
he's literally scrolling his phone. And we both at the same time go, oh. He turns this way, I turn that way, and we're both sitting there like totally uncomfortable. Like I just turn. I'm like, yeah, it happens to the best of us, man. So, and I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, the only reason why he probably took that pic is because he had this like scabby little tiny inside out dick, and he probably took the picture for his doctor, right?
That's going just way too deep here.
But why do you have to draw it? Why did you draw it for us, man?
Oh, dude,
Imagine
the first
his
time he
memory.
told this
Imagine
story, like
that
2.5
living in
years
his
ago,
memory.
Let me use
the
Oh
first
my
time he told it, he
god. Oh
described
my
it in
god.
such
This show
detail
is cooked.
that I had a visual problem with it for like a month. I hope you don't remember that, PJ, because it just his first telling of this was like specifics.
Here's some color to it.
A lot of mushroom. Oh, my
Dude.
God.
We need the Bears to win the game, man. That's all I got to say. We
Wait,
need the Bears
I'll
to
get
win.
better with it. Hold on.
You got too much time with
off in the house.
Wait, here's some more color.
Jack Mehawk says, uncircumcised?
Wait, perfect timing. Jack Mehoff said that as we're showing a 75-year-old man mushroom dick.
These people are drilled over and over and over and over and over and over.
That's what she said.
You
It's
do
a
this.
Shorty recreation of what he saw.
That's Jack Mehoff is Karl's alter personality.
Custard on your spotted dick.
Hold on.
My goodness.
Hold on.
Well, Nancy.
Like cross section coming up.
We need a Bears win desperately. Desperately.
Yeah, I thought it was bad with the Thomas Brown, but now there's layers to this, PJ. I agree with you, man.
We got a cross section coming up, guys.
We need a win.
Like
we need a win.
if he were to lay his dick flat on a table, it would look like this.
What?
That's how fucking awful it was. Like it was so awful. That was the shot. It looked like that, and we both just went.
But hold on, though.
And then we just went back to drinking our beer.
But
like,
wait a minute. You was able to tell all that by just looking at the pic. I mean, how long did you study this?
That's what we said on the first time.
Yeah, is this what you guys did during the All-22, the film room?
You know how you just scroll your camera, right? It was like, oh.
And you seen all that in just that split second, huh?
It was so.
I know enough to be able to redraw it.
It was so painful that it was just like we both knew that was a life-changing event for the both of us, and we both moved on. Except I didn't, and he's probably thinking to himself, "God, I hope that guy doesn't have a podcast right now."
What part of the story are you not telling this here, Shorty? Where did you guys go after that chance encounter?
Well, then he hired me. He hired me as a sexual assistant for. He was like, "Can you help me out? Because this is all I have. I have these two hookers up at my place." I was like, "Yeah, okay." I can.
Sounds like he's gonna be a guest in the bar room next week or something. Jesus
Like,
Christ,
honey,
man!
okay?
Were you the fluff man? What?
Yeah. What's up, Petro?
Problem. Kezi.
Real quick.
Literally. Yeah, how's it hanging? Literally.
What is there like something going on with the comments tonight where they're just like kind of flow right into whatever? Well, they make. Never mind. Oh my god.
Was the old man named Don
What
Burry?
is going on? I can't.
Man.
Sorry. You know, this is what happens when the Bears suck.
Yeah, we need a Bears win. Really.
Fucking sick and tired. Going on 3 years now of a fucking perennial losing fucking. I've conceded. It's the McCaskeys. It is the McCaskeys. It's the McCaskeys. Look, everyone, I implore you right now. If you're on your phone, open up a new page. Look up, search Muggs Hallis, George Hallis Jr. Read up. And then come back to me and let us all know if we should be talking conspiracy theories about the fucking McCaskey family.
I got a conspiracy.
This McCaskey family has made me fucking, for the first time in my life, realize it's never going to change until they are gone. Go ahead, Peach.
All right. Now, I go to my barber every 2 weeks. He's He's
wait, for your head or your nutsack?
golly,
Both.
this
He's
guy.
got a combination.
He's still talking about nuts.
Well, we were talking about nuts, so I thought
He's
that
doing it for
you're
2.5
nuts.
years. I still
Dude, man, I mean, come on, man. Get your head above the waist.
I'm trying, dude.
So
Wait, so your nuts or your head?
this dude, man, this dude.
Why didn't she just say your head or your head? I don't know.
Wait, which head?
Why would I?
The one that thinks or the one that doesn't?
I'm not going to even entertain that one.
What am
So
I
he's
doing here? I mean, I'm bad, guys, but what am I doing here?
So as I'm sitting in there and we're talking, I said, so what's the 49ers record? And he says like what, 500 or below 500 or something like that. What if, Mr. Pontificator, 49ers want to part ways with Shanahan?
Oh,
Anybody interested?
everybody in the league. I said that at some show the other day, and I was just like, so what's the odds that's going to happen? There's no freaking way that unless the 49ers are stupid because he's a great coach. Why would you get rid of him, period?
Same reason why they got rid of Harbaugh.
Would you? No, it's a little different. You think it's the same?
I'm just saying, though. I mean, neither one of them won a Super Bowl. Been 8 years there, no Super Bowl.
How long was Harbaugh there?
4 years.
Okay, so there was a different reason.
Oh yeah, I'm
Because
not disputing that.
I'm saying, I know what you're saying. You see, Greg Braggs went on Rank the other day. Adam Rank show as
did he?
Brandon or something, as the 49ers fan, demanding that. See, I muted Pete. I muted Shorty so he doesn't know that he's muted. He's been talking. So
I saw it all over Twitter too.
yeah, I watched it live because I'm like, I said something like that freaking bricklayer from Indiana. He kind of looks like that guy, and he said he so-called lives in the region. I was giving him shit because this has been going on for 2 years with the region shit for Braggs, but that was hilarious. He's like, I demand, we've got better expectations. So, but I just don't. Do you really see Shanahan getting fired?
Well, I'm looking at it like this. I mean, remember Andy Reid in Philadelphia?
Absolutely, that was brought up too. That's brought up
After 9 years.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Shanahan's in his 8th year, and maybe they feel like, hey, you know what? We need a coach to put us over the top. Maybe Belichick is in their eyesight. Who knows? I mean, I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah,
that could be a possibility. And would you guys be interested?
I would, but
I said absolutely.
Would
I just don't see it going.
I get my hopes up over that? Fucking McCaskeys, everything. No matter how
Dan,
I break it down,
because you got to get your hopes up so they can be fucking trampled for decades like the rest of us. Sorry.
It all comes down to the fucking McCaskeys, who aren't even the bloodline of this fucking team.
Actually, they are. How are they not?
They're not.
His grandkids.
Hey.
Okay. I'm sorry. You are correct. They are the bloodline, but they're not they're not the family.
They're not George or Muggsy.
Okay, I don't want to get our channel taken off the airways. So we're gonna tread lightly on what we're saying about the McCaskeys here.
Fuck it. Every time the McCaskeys are brought in, fuck the McCaskeys.
No,
all right, where's the end?
No, I'm looking at what the scroll says. Did you guys see what the
other
scroll
organizations had this problem? I mean, do you know how bad the Steelers were forever? From the beginning, from the time they were in the NFL till they won the Super Bowl, they were the worst freaking franchise in the NFL. Go back and look at it. No, statistically, I think they lost more games than anybody for the first 30, 40 years of the league. 30 years. It would be about 30 years, I guess, since they came into the league.
The scroll
they came in the 30s and they did nothing until the 70s. Nothing.
The scroll says, why can't we lure Andy Reid with Chicago's food scene?
Because Andy Reid looks
How
like
much longer is Andy going to want to coach?
Yeah.
I mean, do you think he's a guy that's going to go? He's going to pull a Belichick and be doing this forever? I don't. I just don't see it.
it depends.
What more does he have to show? Especially if they break a couple records here in the next year or two.
He has a dynasty going there, so why would he want to leave that? I don't see him wanting to leave. I can see Shanahan more likely because they've been to the Super Bowl twice, and they just can't seem to get over the hump. So a change of that scenery is what may be in order for him. So they need to open. I mean, the Chicago organization need to open up that vault. And man, pay the man what he wants if he wants to come here. If he's let go. If.
That is just way too intelligent, PJ.
Dang.
That comes from the mind of a football guy and not a fan, PJ.
Dang.
Self-proclaimed fans, not football people.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it, okay, for anyone that doesn't know. Thank you for joining us, Leroy Green.
What's up? Show enough.
Kedro Vision, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, Matt.
Show enough.
Look it up. George Halas Jr. dies in 1979 after the last game of the season. Miraculously, after that, of course, the will goes to Virginia. But the miraculous part was that Virginia and the McCaskeys decided to write out all of Muggs Hal's children out of the will when he was the one that was going to inherit the team. Had Muggs lived 3 more fucking years and then died suddenly of a heart attack, which nobody in the entire Halas family has died of a heart attack like that since or before or since, I'll get into that in a second, his children would have owned this team right now. If Muggs Halas would have lived to 1985, his daughter and son would own the team right now. They would have a fucking clue as to what was going on. Not the daughter that was married to a fucking Ivy League graduate in a McCaskey. And Ed McCaskey, who had a bunch of McCaskeys. They didn't have Halas, they had McCaskeys. And then they write his ex-wife and their 2 children go to war with Virginia and the McCaskeys because they wrote them out of the will. Why, I ask you, would they write his children out of the will when they were the first heir to it? So then they had the body exhumed of Muggs Halas.
Yeah, Shorty.
Later, let me finish.
No, read the private chat.
That's what I'm saying. How about Virginia screwed over Muggs' kids? And then they
private chat.
What? It's okay.
The private chat.
Keep going, man.
What are we being taken down by the FCC?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, I'm
not getting caught up in slander. I'm getting caught up in actual facts. Look it up for yourself. And then his ex-wife and his children have Muggs Halas' body exhumed, and they find all of his organs have been replaced with sawdust. Why? Even the coroner said, "Why would you do that? We never do that. We always put the organs back in case they have to be exhumed." So all I'm going to say is that, and I'm done, PJ. Look it up for yourself. Make your own judgments. But for me, this fucking ship is going into a rocky cliff every single year until this McCaskey captain, the guy that doesn't know how to read the stars, even though he's grown up his whole life on a fucking ship, can't read the fucking stars, is running this fucking thing into a cliff every single year. I'm done. You shut me up, PJ. I'm done.
No. I'm just saying. I mean, it's my job to
yourself. Look it up for yourself.
I'm on that one shoulder of yours trying to,
I know. I'm
on the other one going, say it.
You're back in, brother. You're back in. You're back in.
Hold on. Wait, that's you. Come on, Foster. Come on.
Tell him I get it.
Don't do it. Please don't do it.
Do it. You can do it.
Foster.
Don't do it.
Get out of here.
Come back.
Get out of here.
Don't go. Don't go.
You're
Don't go into the light.
Chad
Step
says
into
he
the light.
doesn't want to
Don't
get
go
anybody
into
in
the
trouble.
light.
No, don't worry. We can do that all by ourselves here. We have no help.
You know what? Fuck it. Send the FCC, shut down BCP. Send some snipers to my fucking yard and kill me because I'd rather you do that than me live the rest of my life with the fucking McCaskeys owning this team with complete fucking incompetence.
Wow. You okay, Shorty?
Okay, no. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. You can only live so long with complete incompetence, guys.
Yeah, I know.
At what
Shorty?
point?
You're over here asking for death, sir? I mean, what's
Yeah, I would rather be sniped by the McCaskeys for saying this shit, for putting out the Wikipedia truth of everything, than have to live the rest of my life being a Bears fan with this bullshit.
Give me free speech and death.
I'm not afraid of death. To just go into a different dimension. Hopefully, that's the one where the Packers suck and the Bears are the.
this guy? This dude, man. Goodness.
I feel like in my last life, in my other dimension, I didn't bitch about this enough, and here I am stuck in the same fucking repetitive situation with this incompetent team. I'd rather put it all out there, get sniped by the McCaskeys, and then come back with the Packers sucking.
How about them Bears? All right.
He is a Bears fan.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, jeez.
You got to throw in there, though, man. If you're going to do all that, you got to throw in a couple of Super Bowls for the Bears. So,
man.
Well, we got a couple of Super Bowls. We only won one of them, though.
No, we need to win. Yeah. If you're going to go through all that and get sniped, you got to get 2 Super Bowls.
Hey,
she was pro.
To Scroll's point, Foster, what was Virginia like in school?
She was an excellent student.
Oh, okay.
Of course she was. She was studying to kill her brother to take over the family business to become a trillionaire and pet a kitty on her lap. 115 years old, drinking the blood from the tears of Bears fans. Did I just say that?
You're killing me, Whitey. They're killing me.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Man. That is hilarious, though, Scrolls. Didn't Foster go to school in Virginia? This has to be awkward. I would love to know, anyone that's going to be listening to this audio stream tomorrow, I would love to know what you have to say about what I just said. My rant. What is up, Hector Zambrano? Thank you for your super chat. Your opinion on the not playing scared quote by Brown. What was that a message to Eberflus? Thank you for changing the subject. Go ahead. I'll let you enter that, PJ. Go ahead.
I don't think he's not asking. I thought he's asking you that, the rant. He says your opinion on not playing scared quote by Brown was a message to Eberflus. Was that a message to Eberflus?
Oh, that's a good question.
Or it could have been.
I don't think so.
I think it was more towards Waldron.
I think it was more towards himself. He wants to continue to work in the NFL. So,
well, I think the way Waldron was probably calling plays, it seemed like he's calling plays scared, whereas he's just being more aggressive. And yeah, him being more aggressive. I mean, we'll see. I mean, because that can come back and bite you too. So we'll see.
It's like this, man, and this is kind of what ticks me with Flus, is because this happens once or twice a game, maybe twice every 3 games. It's not even playing scared; it's playing conservative and playing not to lose. That kind of stuff kills you every freaking time, man. Every freaking time. Go back to the Detroit games, especially the first one when we lost.
Yeah.
Even the damn thing in Houston and the Houston game, those 5 plays, we sat back and let Stroud pick us apart, and that was the only drive they had the whole second half, from the second quarter to the end of the game. They scored 19 points and they should have only scored 12. because we fell asleep after a penalty. I mean, it's just happened again. He plays conservative. There's just too many times with it. Is it scared? Maybe. I don't know. I'm afraid to lose, so I'm afraid to win, so I'll just play not to lose.
Perfect example.
Man.
And what do you do when you're playing not to lose, Foster, with 35 seconds left to go in the game with the clock ticking? What do you do to play not to lose?
The prevent and those maneuvers always prevent a win.
You don't call a fucking timeout. No, you let the clock run down 35 seconds. You don't go for another play.
You run another play, at least one more. I mean, come on. And then I swear to God, guys, when you're playing, when the Bears are playing, I don't care if it's the Vikings or the Packers or the Lions, all this analytics bull crap's got to go out the window. If you get a point against those teams in your freaking division, you got to take that point. Because again, and this is the third time this has happened in 1.5 seasons, where he's made that decision to go for 2. And every time that he's done it, I'm like, it's going to bite us. It's going to bite us in the ass. And all 3 times it has in the last season and a half, where he's done it. And one of those was Detroit. I can't remember. Vikings, I don't remember. I'm just like, he plays conservative when I don't want him to at certain points in the game. And then, taking the chance and going for the 2. And I'm like, I just, some of this stuff I don't see because it's so backwards the way from my mind would work. I don't care what the numbers are. You see what the reality is of everything. Look at the finished product when that stuff's all said and done. When those attempts are all said and done, what are the numbers? I know that's why the analytics say it, but look at it for the entire time, not since they've just been, I don't think.
We got Black King in the chat, and he says, "Rate for it. Brown should be the head coach."
You can always tell when somebody comes in late, right? You're like, ah.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier there, Black King.
Black King, thank you for joining us. We did talk about that, and we actually, I wouldn't say made fun of it, but we kind of pointed out how Bears fans just jump the gun and go. To your point, Black King, they were saying this, fans, media, whoever else was saying this before he actually coached his first game as offensive coordinator for the Bears. Talking about he could be he's potential head coaching. I saw somebody saying, well, he's like the next Mike Tomlin. I mean, he may be. And if we let him go, and that'll be so Bears if we do, because we don't fucking know what talent is, because we always have to get consultants.
Well, I remember them.
Out.
I remember them saying the same thing about what's that guy name that coached the Chargers.
You talking about Jim Harbaugh? Don't get me started.
No. The guy who was with the Bears, and he was a defensive linebacker coach or something.
Yep, with the 49ers, and then ended up head coach of the Chargers.
He went to the Rams. Then
That's at the Rams. Yeah.
Oh, what's his name? He was under Fangio.
Right.
Yeah.
And they was talking about how he was going to be the next great coach, and now he's
Staley.
Yeah, Staley. And
be careful, you might end up with the next Matt Nagy.
Everyone talk about how we all sat there. I think that's what you're saying, right, PJ? We were like, we let Staley go.
Yeah, we did. We did do that.
Yep.
We did. I remember.
Staley now look at Staley he's got this quarterback. Look what he's doing over there in San Diego at the time. But yeah, you're right.
Let me examine. Let me address what Mr. Mayhem
lasted about 6 months too. I mean, six.
Mr. Mayhem.
Yeah,
Mr. Mayhem
7, 8 games.
Always bring up good points. So on this one, he's saying Thomas Brown should have been our offensive coordinator the whole time. Honestly, I'm asking this question honestly, Mr. Mayhem. Why do you say that? Because looking at what he did in Carolina last year, what makes you believe he would have been a good one this year? I mean, that's a serious question. I'm not trying to put you on the spot or nothing, but I really want to have that
open
conversation because I hear people say that.
Because I never knew who the fuck he was as an offensive coordinator until 2 weeks ago. I never even knew he was on the team. So why would I just expect he's going to be the next a great head coach? I remember him as a running back. I think.
You didn't see any of his press conference stuff though at all?
I meant
I'm
to
just
watch
saying,
that.
I don't know.
But wasn't he a running back for the Patriots?
I know he was a running back. I don't know who he was a running back with.
I don't know either, but I just remember thinking, who's up next? Who's
here.
Thomas Brown?
None of it matters. Here's really the thing. What matters is he was given a shot at this, and so far I like what I'm seeing. Let's see if we can improve on that. And who knows? You don't know.
And
maybe he sorted some things out and learned some things in Carolina. It's like I said this. I said watch what's his name? Who was our GM before polls?
Pace.
Okay, so I said watch. Ryan Pace just learned how to be a proper GM by fucking up the Bears. And watch somewhere down the road. And I'm not saying I'm right, but it's very possible because you've got to experience things to do that. It's I go back to the Steelers, man, and what they went through to put that team together from the day, what's the head coach? The great Chuck Noll. From the day he took over, what they went through. Dude, they were like, Terry Bradshaw sucks. The guy's never going to be able to play in this league. He can't complete a fucking pass.
Yeah.
Our offensive line blows. Our coaches suck. All this shit. And I'm serious. I wasn't there for this. This is my father informing me and stuff that he, because he's followed the NFL and the Bears and the Packers and the Steelers and a lot of these teams.
Look at this lying motherfucker, PJ. Look at him lying right through his teeth, saying he wasn't there. Watching with your own eyeballs, and you're saying you weren't there.
I'm just saying what they went through because Rooney was there for so long, and what they went through the same crap because they were not a good franchise. So, I don't know, man.
I mean,
but then it's been the same crap. I've been saying the same stuff on and off where I bitch and complain and then say, it can be better. All right, the show's over. Good night, everybody. I'm out.
I'm not saying that he's bad. I'm not saying that at all.
Right.
I'm just saying I haven't seen enough, and that's why I'm asking the question legitimately. What gives you guys cause? I mean, J2K is saying that Carolina had no weapons, and I mean, I'm hearing you guys, and that's what I'm saying. I'm really trying to get a feel for where he is.
That was my first thought too. Is what did they have under him? How much time was he given? And then you learn things too. I mean, that was his first time doing that as a job in the NFL, I believe. So, but I didn't think that he was worthy of any of the stuff that's going on now. Where, like, I wouldn't have made him the offensive coordinator. I definitely was on the Waldron ship because he just came from doing that with a team that was making the playoffs every year, and because you're not sitting there in front of the Seattle Seahawks every week and watching every move like we do with the Bears. It appeared that he was successful there, when in reality, you go back and you look at the stats after we saw what we saw. He wasn't as good as we had thought. I mean, even in Seattle, especially except for, just things that happen, like Geno Smith. Okay, but he's still good without him. So there's too many aspects that you could go into it. But I didn't think he was deserving. But once he got the opportunity and he's shown us this glimpse, let's improve on this glimpse. Let's see what happens against the Vikings, because in my mind, which if you would have asked me this prior to the Packer game, I'm like, there's no freaking way we're going to lose all these home games and be screwed because we ain't winning the away games. And then when I watched the Packers game, I'm going, this guy might have something. He might know how to use the personnel and be able to adapt for the line that we do have, use their strong points instead of trying to do something that these guys aren't capable of. Just look at the way the offense ran. I mean, I'm not saying it was perfect, but boy, we had our opportunities to do more than we did, even looking decent. Like, again, 20, if we can score 22, 23 points a game, we're going to win a ton of games just because of defense. And then they don't have to be on the field long enough. Same crap. I'm going to shut the fuck up.
One game we gave up more than 23 points all year long? The Cardinals? Is that it?
29.
Well, that's the Walney game. Over 23 points, right? We score 25 points a game. We score 24 points a game.
I thought every other game was under 21.
Thank you. Okay.
Every
We score 22
every
points.
game except for 2 games were 19 or less.
Right.
Okay, so every game except for 2 games were 19 or less.
Well, let me address what Slick for Kids Sophistication said.
Wait. Say that again.
Slick Sophistication.
Wait. 2 more times, really fast.
Slick Sophistication. Slick Sophistication.
Oh, well.
Slick Sophistication. Slick Sophistication.
Slick sophistication.
Oh, he's his PJ. And look at his press conference today talking about Thomas Brown. I did see the press conference today, and I thought he held a good press conference. I mean, I like him as well as Washington. I like both of their press conferences. They command the room. I give you that. They both do command the room in the interviews. No doubting that. I'm just waiting to see more than 19 points a game. If you understand what I'm saying, I'm waiting to see more than that. Granted, it's just 1 game so far, but I'm just saying I want to see more before I can say, oh, he's that guy. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's not that guy. I just need to see more. Fair?
Fair?
Is that fair, Slick?
I want to see more too, and I want to see a little better. But here's Laz's comment from the chat. Brown had Caleb getting rid of the ball fast, which disguises the poor O-line. And he did, because they were, 2.5 seconds or less every play? Am I right on that, or is it less? They showed. I know they showed it.
It was the best. It was the best of the week, the best of the season for Caleb, and the best of the week as far as getting rid of the ball. He did preach that before this week, and he did make it transpired on the field. We saw it happen. That is situational football means that's why coaching is so important. Yeah. Little things like that, they make a difference. Challenging your team. That Waldron. I mean, honestly, guys, 3 fucking positional coaches in 1 year. Williams, the defensive coordinator last year, by this time was gone. Now Waldron is gone. We've fired 2, and we're on to our 3rd major positional coaching position on this team in less than 2 years. Yeah. Pathetic.
I want to get to 2 quotes because I got to leave for 15 or 20 minutes, guys. I got an important phone call. So
you got some mustache rides to give out.
Absolutely, baby.
You got to keep up the stain.
Mm-hmm. J2K says, put it this way: Brown didn't come from nowhere, and the hype isn't just smoke. So and I agree. I agree with that. I'm just looking at it from what little I do know. And then Slick Sophistication, as usual, he's been on target a lot these days. I agree with you, but that was impressive that what Brown did with only 2 days left in the week. So,
Agreed.
Who honestly sitting on this panel or in this chat gave the Bears a chance to win that game?
38-0 me. Packers, no.
I know, Peach. We picked them. I picked them to win too. But did you really believe that they were going to win that game?
Fuck no.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
I for one of the few besides Houston didn't, because every other game I thought they could win.
No, I will say, I mean, J2K is making a whole lot of good points as well as Slick. I mean, you guys who are talking up Thomas, I mean, I know Waldron has a problem with addressing the room. That's been said. He had a problem addressing the room and not commanding the room. And being a leader, you got to be able to have that aspect to where people can follow you. Then I seen a report where they said that Keenan Allen had a problem with Waldron not holding players accountable and things of that sort during training camp. As a coach, I know you have to hold your players accountable. You have to be able to command the room, give them clear direction, show leadership. And that's part of it. And Thomas, in my opinion, Thomas Brown, as well as Washington, those 2 guys both does a good job of showing leadership. So I'm impressed with that. But I'm still needing to see more. I know you guys are saying some of the same things I'm saying here about needing to see more. But yes, I was impressed with the way he. I mean, if you guys look at that press conference he gave today, he was talking. I mean, he was precise and talking with authority. And I for one, I like that as out of a coach.
Excuse me. I want to get to what Robert Friel said. By the way, Robert Friel, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate you.
I'll be back, gentlemen.
Okay.
Hey, wear a condom, dude. Those Wisconsin broads.
That's what she told me.
Yeah, you don't want to. Trustman is proof it can get so much worse, Robert Friel says. And I think I have to disagree with you on that because Trustman had one of the most explosive offenses that this team has ever seen in one single season. And he lost his team in very dramatic fashion with a couple of 50 burgers in a row. Packers, Patriots, both in their peak with Hall of Fame quarterbacks, by the way. But he never lost games like Eberflus has. He has not lost as many games as Eberflus has. He hasn't lost them in the at least we knew we were out of the game within 5 minutes of the first quarter in a couple of those. He has never lost games like Flus, just fucking ripping the heart out of us all the way to Hail Mary. Coming the game, it looks like we're going to lose this the whole game. Boom, Caleb Williams drives us down. Boom, we win this game. This game's over. Oh, a fucking Hail Mary. The next game, to end the half, 53-yard run. The longest run of the season so far still, with the same amount of time left on the clock. That lost that game. That ripped the heart out of our team. Down to this Packers game. 35 seconds left. Tick, 30. My wife going, what are they doing? What are they doing over there? I'm like, I don't know. What the fuck are they doing? They're letting the clock run down. They can run 2 more plays right now. Read your team. Look at the way Caleb was. He was in a zone. Caleb is that kind of quarterback. It's rare that when you get into that moment, you just see everything that much more clearly, and you get out of there, boom, boom, boom. Just give it. Remember in the game when he was like, it's 4th down. He's like, give me just let's go. He got us the first down. Just read your team. And when you are at that much of a fault, you are so unsituationally inept to running a team. It is time to go. And for that, Robert, I don't think Trestman was actually I think that Matt Eberflus, record-wise, everything else-wise, considering blown game-wise, is probably the worst head coach we've ever had. What's up, Karl?
My question to you is that didn't Trestman only get 2 years? And aren't we seeing with the stupid McCaskeys that they will bend hell and earth to be able to allow their investment to not be wasted? They're so cheap. Like, if you only get 2 years as a Bears head coach, I think that speaks volumes to how bad you fucking suck. I think Trestman is much worse. He's much more of a weirdo. And I know you guys are flaming Eberflus for him playing scared, coaching scared, whatever. Let me ask you, though. Don't you think in a vacuum, all things considered, if you told me Cairo Santos, inside 50 yards, game-winning field goal, no weather, no anything else, don't you put everything on him making that kick?
Yeah.
So it's not that he made a mistake not allowing his quarterback to get another 10 yards or any of this other shit. I think if the field goal was going to be blocked, it was going to be blocked, period. 39 yards, 49 yards, 29 yards, I don't care. So I agree, Eberflus's time is up. He's been a bad head coach, all things considered, and he's definitely coaching scared. And, if you're playing not to lose, you're going to lose. But I think that we should chill with the anger and the hate towards him, because Foster made a fantastic point. I didn't get the opportunity to give a prediction last week because you guys were actually.
By the way, happy birthday to you,
yes,
Mr. 30-year-old. How does it feel to be 30 now?
Aged.
Do you feel your dick shrinking by now?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It looks like that picture that you drew.
Is your back starting to hurt and stuff?
Absolutely. Now you totally derailed what I was going to say. All I was going to say is I wouldn't have given the Bears a fucking rat's ass of a chance. I would have bet PJ Social 55-0 Packers would have just absolutely demolished them. And hey, they didn't get their backs blown out. So, mic drop.
PJ's like, somebody pull me.
Your back's blown out.
You want me to pull you?
That's
What's
Back's blown out. What?
I was thinking the same thing too. Like, wait, is he fucking a horse? What's going on?
Huh?
Yeah. I don't know where to go with that one, but I do want to address something that Slick said here in the chat.
What about the scrolls?
Well, Slick asked me a question, so I wanted to answer his question. What do you think about Ian Cunningham replacing Poles?
Wait. Who's hiring him? The McCaskeys?
Kevin Warren,
Who hired Kevin Warren?
the McCaskeys,
Is PJ aware of Kevin Warren's official title with the Bears?
president.
The preacher.
The preacher. He's the new team preacher.
Yeah.
Gotta respect that. But to answer the question here,
I can respect you being a man of faith, but when you stand up there in front of the entire fucking city preaching a stadium on the lakefront, what's going to be fucking owned by the park district again, when you already own the land to put an entire complex of shit on, and you're up there praising and you're preaching like you're in church.
I promise I'm going to get you your question, Slick.
Go ahead, finish your get to the question.
I'll get it back on screen.
I honestly wonder whether or not he could be that guy. I think he's good. I think he's good in that assistant GM spot right now. But I know sometimes when you're assistant, all the weight don't fall on your shoulders, so you can seem like you're more competent. But then when you actually in that spot, you may not be that guy. I'm not saying he is or isn't. I don't know. I just wonder. So, yeah, I can't say for sure. I really can't. You had something, Karl, that you said somebody else had?
It was
Scrolls?
quite literally just a joke.
Oh.
The Scrolls has been putting up a lot of funny ones today. He asks, backs blown out, is this a Diddy party?
Man.
Hey, have you guys ever heard about it's a true story. I saw it on Joe Rogan, and he actually played the video. It was a guy that liked to fuck horses, and he was recording himself getting fucked by a horse, and the horse killed him on camera because he drove his dick so far up his back and like it gutted the guy.
This is
insane.
insane.
And that's how I feel as a Bears fan right now by the McCaskeys.
PJ with the head nod. Just the yup. This is where we're at.
PJ's like,
No,
damn.
I was
We're
actually
searching
reading,
for the wise.
No, I was actually reading what Bearsky just put up here. That's why I was looking at. So
By the way, PJ, Steelers looking for a spark.
That's
They got them a touchdown with 8 minutes to go on the fourth. Huh.
That is a snow game, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. That is a true snow game right now. So very, very interesting.
Is it snowing up there by you guys, by the way?
A little bit. Not too bad, though.
A little bit.
yeah.
I'm throwing the game on.
Yeah.
So if they scored a touchdown, it was what? 18-7? 6?
What's the score now?
It's 18-13. There's 7 minutes left, and the Browns have the ball. Oh, I think that they just got a turnover, though. Yeah, they did. Wow, this game is a hard watch visually. There's so much snow.
Wow. I might have to watch it on replay tonight. They got my guy Fields in.
Hey, I'll keep you posted, man, because they are gonna be taking the ball over here and close to the red zone.
I don't know. I don't know. When I look at the Bears, I just think, like I said, it's a train wreck right now. However, if Thomas Brown can right that ship, especially against Minnesota, this is going to be a good game. I mean, this will tell us a lot about him. I mean, because Minnesota's that pressure, as he called it, zero pressure, man. He brings a lot of zero pressure. We can
PJ,
throw it over the top.
I need to make sure before we end the show, I don't know if we plan on doing a deep dive or a little dive, whatever, regarding the preview against the Vikings. I saw something that I didn't fully understand until I put the pieces together regarding Brian Flores' defense. And I'm going to try and get something more professional put together for the show on Saturday. But my God, the fronts that this guy throw. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm cutting myself out. Pickens was naked in the end zone and someone missed him. I don't know who threw him the ball. But that has to be the weather. Anyway,
it was the punter.
The fronts that Brian Flores is going to show us, I think that's going to be the key to the game, right? If Thomas Brown can make things simple, allow his offensive line to play better than what they are, and Caleb can help diagnose that, say, okay, oh my God, I have to get this ball out fast. That's going to be a huge key. Maybe if they can figure that all out, they can win. But again, the fronts that we're going to see, I've never seen anything like it.
He's a mad scientist when it comes to disguising his defenses. So I don't know. I'm just real curious to see what he does. And then to me, it will say a lot moving forward on what this team could be. Because again, in my perfect world, shall Kyle Shanahan get hired and his offense coordinator is Thomas Brown.
Well, again, I think, like you guys were saying, Thomas Brown would have to do so much damn good to overcome the circumstance. Because how are you going to have an offensive coordinator holdover after a losing season? Because that's what this is going to end up being.
Yeah.
The only reason would be the quarterback.
Okay, they just threw a touchdown, but it was Russell Wilson. Number 3 just threw a touchdown. So I don't know what's going on with Justin Fields here, but maybe that was a trick play or someone got hurt.
Because Slick said we're going to get a 4th rounder now, and I was like, yeah, we are. Oh shit, they took him out.
It's just jokes.
Who threw the incomplete? Who threw the incomplete pass to Pickens? Or
I think the snow and the weather and the wind is what caused that. I don't know, but Russell Wilson just took a shot over the middle, and as he's getting blasted, he just delivered to Calvin Austin.
That game looks so much fun to play in.
Yeah, it's a terrible viewing experience until they get the 4K panoramic shots after the fact, but the live game shots suck. But I agree that's the stuff. Whenever I talk to my friends about us playing football, that's the stuff that we.
I know we used to play sandlot football every single Sunday for like 15 years when I was younger, and snow, rain.
I don't remember the exact age range, but our friend group in our subdivision had a huge discrepancy. Like I was in middle school playing with like first graders, like just for fun, right? You'd be able to hit these kids because they'd be in such padded jackets and shit, and they'd be flying on the snow. It's so much fun. I know you could, pause. That's what she said. All this shit. I tried to be the adult for once. Ironic.
Oh, you know what though? I mean, the mud games. We had a mud bowl. Just sliding around in the mud. It was pouring rain. We played in like 3 feet of snow while it was pouring snow like this. I mean, those are the fun games, man. And
absolutely,
that's what every time I should say both times we've gone to the Super Bowl, the championship game ended with snow falling, right? And that just made it so much more special. And then when we eventually get moved into a dome, it's going to be robbed from us. We're going to be the only team in the entire division that's not playing outdoors once we get the new stadium.
Hold on, what?
It'll be the Pack. The Packers will be the only team that has an outdoor stadium.
There you go. You didn't say that correctly the first time, but that is correct. Yes, because the Lions have been playing in Ford Field since God knows when. Same thing with the Vikings. Before the Glass Palace, they've always been a dome team. So,
Mr. Mayhem asked a question. What if the Bears keep Eberflus? I think
monster mistake.
Everyone would be disappointed in that decision.
Yeah.
Again, depending on how the rest of this year plays out. But most of us, nevertheless, will still be disappointed.
Do you know why I think the Bears did not fire Matt Eberflus at the very least? Because I know a lot of people, he's the lightning rod. They want to be so pissed off at Matt Eberflus, right? He has not, but before going into this game against the Packers, he had not played the division.
If they keep Eberflus, like, how do I get this off my fucking arm? Like, how
Dude,
do I
you
do
better
this?
be careful. Those gummies are working overtime, man.
How
Oh
do I
my
do- how do I do
God.
this?
The way your skin's moving, that's making me nervous.
I'm a professional, Karl.
A
Just don't
professional.
hurt yourself. I can't help you. Your arm's going to look like that picture that you were drawing earlier. But seriously, Matt
Anything to get
Eberflus
off my
had it
arm.
all in front of him. I think Matt Eberflus still has a chance to end the season on a high note. But we're at the point it's too far gone. It's
Don't
too
care.
far gone for him, and that's the only reason why he hasn't been fired. Everyone wants to fire him immediately. Just give him a chance. But
Outcoached
if he's back next year, I will be hyper disappointed.
Outcoached every single game. You can't keep a guy that keeps getting outcoached just to keep continuity together with your team. I understand. You should have just done it right to begin with, so you could have kept the continuity that should have been there. Don't keep the fucking incompetent continuity.
I will say, I didn't get a chance to do this yet, but if we look back at our Eberflus discussions before the season started, as the season was starting, both myself and Shorty were almost positive that there was zero way that Matt Eberflus would be fired. We thought for sure he would be the coach next year.
I think I titled the show.
But
like,
when you let
resign
your
him
star,
now?
when you let your rookie cornerback tell the fans to suck it where the sun doesn't shine, and then you have that follow up again against Arizona, that was the straw that broke the camel's back, man.
Well, I do remember posing the question way back when about Eberflus being on the hot seat. And I heard, no way he's on a hot seat. And I'm like,
Hey, wouldn't me.
Well, PJ, oh boy, perfect
What-
timing,
hey,
Shorty, perfect timing.
Wouldn't me, PJ.
I'm trying to tell you. And I remember distinctly saying that for that reason, because it's like, who would have thought Poles would be on the hot seat? He's even on the hot seat, given the way this team is.
Is he really? Is Poles really on the hot seat, man?
I think so.
Wait, if Matt Eberflus was Ryan Poles' first choice, and Ryan Poles still chose to keep him over a head coach like Harbaugh, who's the only coach beside Belichick that I think can handle this media.
That's a McCaskey problem.
Fireable offense, and then it all comes down to the McCaskeys.
You
not
cannot
only
blame
that-
Poles for not allowing Harbaugh to come in and have full control. That's a McCaskey problem.
But
End of point.
the other point is the fact that he hasn't fixed this old line all this time.
PJ?
And it's still a glaring, not just a little bit of a problem. It's a glaring problem. And he had 3 years to fix it, and he hasn't.
PJ, all of a sudden against the Packers, we got our starting tackles back, and magically we didn't get blown out by 55 points. I hate using injuries as an excuse, but when you look at it, if you consider like Ryan Bates is the first starting center and he lost out on that to Shelton because of injury, the Bears at some point have been almost across the board, all 5 positions, down to their third fucking choice. You find me an offensive line in the NFL with their third fucking choice at all 5 positions that's excelling.
But you also have to look at the fact that he's the one who's in charge of bringing in the replacements. He's also the one in charge of having the strength and conditioning coach there to where these guys aren't getting injured like that with soft tissue injuries. So all this can still fall back on him because in 3 years, we still have a bad line. And what made the line look good? Caleb's getting rid of the ball in a 3-step drop and actually getting rid of it on time. So again, that's a problem. I mean, that's makes the line look good when you're covering or masking the issue you're actually having. You're looking
Yes.
dark over there, Karl.
Yeah, I'm trying to sort out my nanoleaf panels. I think I'm better. I'm sorry. Just to that, I mean, the only thing that really stood out to me from Thomas Brown's presser today, he said that he doesn't essentially have an ego. He's not making his team play to his scheme. He's adapting. And that's the best thing that they can do right now because the Bears are a bit patchwork on their offensive line. Everything else is technically healthy, but I would always think that you'd be able to take what your players are good at and mold that with, what's working.
Well, here's the other thing. I just heard this today. Speaking of polls, I heard that what's his name, Bates, was thinking about retirement
On
during
what team?
Bates, the guy we picked up from the Bills. The
Ryan
trade.
Bates? I
Yeah.
did not hear that Ryan Bates was considering retirement.
Not
but
now.
At this point, I'm not surprised.
Before the season, he was talking about because of he has an arthritic shoulder, and he was
Okay.
contemplating retirement. So
Okay.
the point I'm making is, if he's contemplating retirement and we make a trade for this guy, what are we doing? What are we doing?
It's not.
What are we doing? That's on polls.
I'd like to add on to that before it gets lost in translation. The entire panel, everyone in this chat room, God knows every single Bears fan who knows anything, they wanted Connor Williams as our center so fucking desperately. They would have killed a man for Connor Williams to play center for the Chicago Bears. Guess who retired last week?
Connor Williams.
Connor fucking Williams. So these things happen, man.
But what I'm saying is, if we're giving up resources on a guy who is talking about retiring, what are we doing?
So you guys have been watching the All-22. It's been brought to my attention that against the Patriots, the entire team was terrible. Breaking fucking news. But outside of that, I haven't seen anything awful from Ryan Bates, and I'm very skeptical of this concussion that Ryan Bates has. And maybe this is, the full circle moment to your point here. But has Ryan Bates really looked that bad? Like terrible?
He hasn't been there.
Thank you.
He hasn't been there. I mean,
He played the game before, I believe. He played only 10% of the snaps this week. We'll get into that against the Packers.
Who was the guy that we signed from the Packers, by the way, 2 years ago, the center?
Lucas Patrick.
To me, and whenever I think of Ryan Bates, I think of Lucas Patrick. It's just, they're the same player in my head because we barely saw either of them. And when we did, it was like, what do we have to work with here? Because the guy missed all of training camp. He barely fucking – you can't just throw him in the game in week 6 and expect him to do anything when he hasn't been there the whole damn season.
Scottish, the only point I'd say is that Caleb Williams would be much worse off having to switch centers in the middle of the year. He's a bright kid. He could overcome it. But I think if they knew that Connor Williams wasn't fully brought in for the whole year – I think that bringing him in just for 9 games or whatever it would have been a huge mistake, man. Whether it was $3 million or nothing or not, because you're right, $3 million is zero. But
do you guys think, and I'm just throwing this out there because I don't know, do you think it's a
12 inches?
Jesus
Wait, what's
Christ.
the question?
Jesus Christ.
That's soft, though.
Crusted and scabbed.
do you guys think that Connor Williams retiring has something to do with
Not going to the Bears?
No.
Geography?
Maybe.
Because he's from Texas.
Oh, I thought you were going to say.
Hear me out. He's from Texas, played college ball at Texas, played ball in Dallas, played ball in Miami. Now he's out there in Seattle. So do you think that's anything to do with it?
Maybe.
I don't, because I have been hearing Connor Williams retiring shenanigans while he was injured. He was still employed by the Dolphins during his injury before it got to the point where they released him or he became a free agent or whatever. I was hearing these retirement rumors at that point. I don't think his, location, geography, or like what I thought you were originally going to say, it has nothing to do with Geno Smith. As funny as that fucking is to say. No, I don't think it had anything to do with any of that.
Okay.
My point regarding that is just that I think the Bears passing on Connor Williams and selecting, or, not drafting, but choosing to go with a combination of Bates and Shelton, I think that was the right move, which sucks because we want better, we need better. But for what it was, I think that was fine. I'm not mad about it. But I also want to bring to light as well, because I don't know if Shorty, you said this. I really am getting frustrated with the people saying that Caleb Williams was the wrong pick. For me personally, Roma Dunze was the wrong pick. I hate that talk so much, man. It really grinds my gears. It's like we're giving up on these kids after half a season.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's just write them off. Let's get the haul. We were so bought in. We said the haul was Caleb Williams, and I don't care what happens, man. Unless he shits on the Bears somehow, some way, like Alshon Jeffries. I love Caleb Williams. I'm very happy that he's the Bears quarterback, and same with Roma Dunze, man.
Caleb, I'll go on record as saying this again. He's my dream quarterback. I've waited my entire life. He's the quarterback I envisioned when I was 12. He's the quarterback that I envisioned when I was 22, 32, 42. I pinch myself every day because I cannot believe this is our quarterback. The arm strength, the release, just the situational awareness, everything, blah, 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 blah. And to hear people like Chris Foster saying, and Ghost of Judah Tribe, just Tyson Bagent, listen, there was a point last year I couldn't go into a chat without somebody saying, Shorty, no talk of Bagent in this chat, because I love Bagent too. I love him as a developmental prospect that you can trade for a second round pick, a third round pick, like albeit Garoppolo was a second round pick, but the Patriots got a second round pick for him. You see that happen. Like when you develop talent, the Packers traded fucking what's his name?
Flynn.
Yeah, Matt Flynn. For a buttload. The Patriots traded after Tom Brady blew out his knee, and what's his name came in the rest of the season. They went 11-5, missed the playoffs, traded him, got a buttload of picks for him. I get it. That's why I like Bagent. But seriously, man, I mean, if your eyeballs don't work, I'm sorry. There is an eyeball test to this, and Bagent is just not. He's not in the same realm as Caleb Williams. Thank you, Bearsky.
To Mr. Mayhem's point here, too, the Bears will ruin Caleb Williams next. He had previously said Justin Fields was the dream quarterback, and that's fine. But why does what happened to Justin Fields have to be an issue, and why do you have to be mad at Caleb Williams for that? I'm a fan of the Chicago Bears. Chris Foster, you've got a C as your profile picture. I don't necessarily care who plays for the Bears. I'm a fan of the Bears. Do I like Justin Fields? He's fine. I'm a Michigan fan, so there's bias there. But once he became the Bears starting quarterback, I bought the fuck in, man. I love that kid. I wanted him to fucking succeed. I wanted him to win games because I'm a Bears fan. He's not on the Bears anymore, and Caleb Williams is. How can you not support Caleb Williams? How can you shit on Caleb Williams, for that matter, just because what happened to Fields or any other quarterback? Mic drop, I'm sorry.
But you hated Bayless Jones as a Bear.
Fuck the J.J. Jones. He lost 5 games for the fucking Bears because I'm a fan of the Bears. Fuck, man.
J.J. Jones.
Fuck him.
I'm right there with you, Robert Friel. Screw the Bears. The Bears don't deserve my attention. It's because the fucking McCaskeys.
Oh, no.
Blame the McCaskeys. We all need to stop with this and just
after the Bears lost to the Packers because of a blocked field goal, I said to myself, "Oh my God, I saw the double doink, and I saw Trestman have a field goal blocked against the Vikings as well." It's not a head coaching problem. It could be a personnel problem, but it fucking absolutely is a fucking McCaskey problem. Absolutely.
It's a fucking 1000% McCaskey problem.
So when we talk about Ben Johnson, Kyle Shanahan, John Gruden, they're all clear upgrades to Flus, but at the same time, if the McCaskeys are the one putting them in the positions to call the plays, the personnel decisions, that's where the issue is, man. So I don't care who they hire. I'm not going to hold my breath.
I think what the problem is, whoever we bring in, we the fans and the media of Chicago,
yes, PJ,
have no patience. That's what the problem is. I mean, we want instant gratification, and when things start going and we have some bumps in the road, we want to abandon ship, and that's not good. I mean, that's one thing I really respect about Detroit. Detroit was a laughingstock of the league for years, and they brought in Campbell. Everybody was laughing at him, talking about, oh, this is a worst hire and all this. Oh, he's a horrible coach. Detroit stuck with him, and now here they are talking about as the no, number one power ranked team in the league right now because they stuck with him. They went through the draft and made some good selections, built their lineup. They done well. We could never get there. We can never get there because we start having losing seasons and people start falling off. We want to give up on them and make excuses on why he's a coward quarterback. Let's get rid of him. And this offensive coordinators. I get so frustrated hearing all the negativity when we're trying to build something that it's like Rome was not built in a day. Give players a chance. And when I look at Troy Aikman, first 3 years, he sucked. I mean, he wasn't good. I mean, he never threw over 4,000 yards, I don't think, in his entire career. So it's like, why are we expecting these players to be so great when it's all about a team and we can't even build a team? Because when we start getting some momentum, then we get sidetracked, thrown off, and it's like frustrating.
That was something we talked about, right? Is did we expect the Bears to even make the playoffs? I know a certain co-host to my right, left side of the screen, that guy over there, that Danny guy, he expected us to be in the Super Bowl, or at least predicted it. But you're absolutely right, PJ. You're absolutely right, PJ. The expectations that this Chicago media has,
wouldn't me?
The expectations that the Chicago media has are fucking nuts and annoying downright.
It gets. I mean, and I'm saying Scottish Bear. I understand it's been 40 plus years since we won. Trust me, I've been living it. I've been a Bears fan since the 60s, so I get it.
Since you were in your 60s, is that what you mean?
Whoa.
Oh,
damn.
I mean,
sorry, Foster's not here. I got to make fun of somebody with their age.
So I get it, but the thing I'm saying is we have to look at what the plan is. We have to let them execute the plan. And when we start building this team, that's what I'm saying. When I seen us, win 6 out of 7 games last year, towards the end of the year, whatever it was, I'm seeing some type of momentum going. Why are we destroying that? I mean, it just boggles my mind because we needed so much more on this team because this team is not playoff ready yet. It's showing itself not to be playoff ready because we have these injuries. We don't have the people in place to back them up to keep it going. So we're not there yet.
We have a head coach that shoots himself in the foot
and he's been a disappointment. Honestly, he has been a very much disappointment this year. He truly has. And it's like, but so what are we going to do now? Wash, rinse, repeat, right? So we're going to get rid of the head coach. We're going to bring Caleb to his second head coach. And he's going to, at some point, probably say, you know what? Caleb's not my guy.
Wait,
he's not my guy. I want my own guy in here. So let's go draft another quarterback.
Then the solution is, somebody said it in chat, bring in Philip Riley. Bring in Lincoln Riley, because then it would be his guy, right? And by the way, what is up, Phil23? Thanks for joining us again tonight. That would work, wouldn't it? Because that would be his guy.
Lincoln Riley has the same agent as Eberflus and Poles, I believe. Let me get confirmation on that.
So that would work out in our favor.
That's something that if it happens, let's not be surprised.
Only thing I'm saying is
Trace
if you do
Armstrong.
That, if you do that, the problem becomes then he doesn't have a defense. He doesn't have a defense, and then the defense becomes like the era of Mark Trestman. We have this high-powered offense, but we have no defense.
Go get Chad Saleh.
Huh?
Go get Robert Saleh as your defensive coordinator.
Can he do that? Though?
We have the talent. We just need someone to coordinate it correctly. That's why not firing Flus, because look what he did with this defense the second half of the year, because of the talent he had. And we're seeing what he's doing with the defense this year because he's fucking incompetent.
Well,
these losses with a 96% chance of winning the game with 2 minutes to go, and we lost it, are unexcusable. What does that phrase go? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me
twice. No, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Right. That's us.
Or you just feel like George Bush says, "He fooled me twice. You shouldn't get fooled no more."
Now watch this drive.
No, I think he said it like me. Wait, fool me once. Well, you know what I mean.
Now watch this drive. Little George W.
Whew. Man, I don't know. I have no word. I have no word.
Don't do that to PJ. Come on, man.
I'm right there with you. I fucking nothing to say either.
The scrolls, I'm not disagreeing with you. The defense cannot stop the run right now, and I'm truly looking at Edmonds. I'm really looking at him when it comes to that.
PJ, you guys watch the All-22. Doesn't it seem that A, Andrew Billings is a fantastic fucking football player, and B, Zach Pickens fucking sucks?
I'm giving him some grace. I'm giving Pickens grace because he's coming off an injury, and I think they got him playing out of position. He's not a one technique. He's more of a three technique.
I think you're right. I mean, I hate to be hard on the kid, but he was essentially a second-round pick. He was the first overall selection in the third round, and my God, the difference just between him and Dexter is night and day. Zach Pickens is trash. I hope he gets healthy, and I hope he starts playing better because it's a big investment for my Bears. I'm a Bears fan. I want my players to succeed.
Look at Dexter this year.
Fuck, he sucks.
Look at Dexter this year. I'm disappointed.
He had a hot start. Yeah, yes. He had a hot start. 4 sacks in 5 weeks.
His picture is on the milk carton right now.
We're gonna look at some player counts snap percentages from the previous game. He's playing a lot of football. They're asking a lot of Gervon.
His picture is on the milk carton right now, though.
Yeah,
and that's a problem for me. I mean, because we had high hopes for him, and like you said, he started off really well this year, but then he's playing the games, but he's not making impact. I think if you split time between him and Pickens at the 3 technique, you probably actually get better results.
Just like what they're doing with cornerback, right? Lovely Terrell Smith. Graphs are starting to come out. Tyreek Stevenson's a liability, guys. I think that what happened against the Redskins, he's in a bad spot right now. And I think our hopefully new head coach next year, that might be, priority number 1 is save our, what was he, a second-round pick? I can't remember.
Yeah.
He's derailed right now, and we need someone to get him back on the railroad track, get him mentally right, and play some good football. Because right now, against the Vikings, I only want Terrell Smith. I do not want Tyreek Stevenson on the football field.
I can agree with you on that. Because Tyreek Stevenson's, he gets a little emotional. His emotions get ahead of him. We saw that. We don't have to talk about it in the Redskins game. And we saw it immediately after in the next game. Great play. Like, dude, humble yourself. Go to the fucking bench and sit your ass down. You just got in trouble for that shit last week, and you're doing it again. And he did it again. And just, he's trade bait. Get rid of him after this season. Terrell Smith, draft him as a quarterback.
He's a Florida boy. If you know anything about these Florida guys, just look at NFL games highlight footage of Ed Reed. Ed Reed was the same type of player. An asshole, cocky, dickhead, arrogant, whatever you want to say, right? But the Ravens knew how to harness it. Thankfully, he had Ray Lewis on his team as well. But Tyreek Stevenson, he's going to be like that forever. How can you harness that? Because you can harness that into being good. Look at Steve Smith. Steve Smith, you're a dickhead. You're an arrogant. You're the see you next Tuesday. Whatever you want to say, right? You can harness that, and I love that for my defensive players. But again, right now, Tyreek Stevenson is just a fucking train off the fucking rails. Like, he's not going anywhere, and we need someone to fix that ASAP.
While we're talking about replacement players or replacing players, what the hell happened to Owens? And why is Owens not playing safety? I know he's a strong safety, or he's a free safety, but why not play him at strong safety? Why not put your 2 best safeties on the field in the game? Because when I watch that guy play, he is knocking people the fuck out. He is a ball hawk. Is his name Josh Owens?
It's Jonathan Owens.
Jonathan Owens from the Packers.
So Jonathan Owens came in.
Simone Biles' husband. Why isn't he playing?
Yeah, Mr. Biles, right? Jonathan Owens came in to replace an injured Elijah Hicks. And I was originally fearful that when Jaquan Brisker got hurt, because they brought in Elijah Hicks, that they were just kind of sticking to their guns on their depth chart, right? Because Jonathan Owens was always listed behind Kevin Byard. So I was like, okay, we're never going to see Jonathan Owens play football unless Kevin Byard, God forbid, gets hurt. But that's not the case. Jonathan Owens was the next man up ahead of Tavarius Moore. Came in and he played okay. I really don't know. But yeah, I mean, Elijah Hicks was proven to be the truth. He was playing some good football. PFF was corroborating that. So I was okay with them having him play instead of Jonathan Owens. And they allowed Jonathan Owens to still play like the special teams ace role, whatever they're having him do. So that's fine and dandy. I mean, but I agree with you.
We broke down the All-22 on Tuesday, PJ, and
Okay.
what were we saying? A lot of time during that All-22 breakdown, we're watching
Elijah
Elijah
out of
Hicks
position.
not missing his gap.
Yeah, out of position.
on a clear running play tackle, missing his gap.
And that you're probably spot on, right? Like, he's probably not known for being a good run defender. But filling in as a safety and having him play back, I think he's played just fine. And again, he's a 7th-round pick that they've developed, which that's a good thing for Eberflus, by the way.
Fair enough.
More so as John Hoke.
Not wrong. But I would like to see Jonathan Owens play meaningful football if he's required to. Did we see what the Bears did this week at the safety position?
Yeah, we brought back
Adrian Colbert.
On a practice squad.
They brought in Terrell Edmonds, Tremaine's brother. They brought in like Jonathan Abrams or something as well. They brought in a slew of players that reminded me of what the Bears did with their kicking fiasco after the double doink. But they settled for Adrian Colbert, who he's actually signed to the practice squad. Mr. Colin Johnson actually just straight up got signed to the active roster to create a spot. But I have a feeling that Colbert is going to get elevated this game from the practice squad.
Yeah, because Hicks is out, right?
Yeah, so we may see Jonathan Owens start next to Kevin Byard. We can look at the roster.
With Moore and Colbert probably backing him up.
Tarvarius Moore is on the roster. I think he's healthy, but he definitely did not play last week, to my understanding.
Real quick,
Even after Elijah Hicks got hurt.
Fart Man, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I hope your farts smell good. Ampharius, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate you guys hopping in with us.
Good on you for pointing out Fart Man. Like I said with Tyreek Stevenson, I like the assholes. Fart Man, I absolutely agree. I miss Jaquan Brisker's taunting.
That's a great name, by the way. Fart Man.
What is his picture? Is it like a spider?
Gotta know what you're good at.
Behind it?
Looks like a spider trying to fart with big butt cheeks. Pull that up again. Where was that?
I'm scared. No, we're not putting. I mean, whatever.
It looked like a spider with big butt cheeks trying to fart.
Hold on. What? Keep analyzing that.
Sorry that I farted on your face, Steve. very farts, Bersky says. No, you don't have any farts going on tonight, do you, Fart Man? Is it meatloaf farts or broccoli farts?
What a question. Midnight meatloaf, a la Cliffy V.
Yeah, Cliff, where's your midnight meatloafs? My name is Howard. Well, thank you, Fart Man. Howard, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate you.
Absolutely, we do.
Is this panel stumped right now?
I'm trying to throw together one of these defensive fronts. I think I saw this in the first fucking possession from these Vikings, man. This game has the makings of really frustrating me really quickly. And this is out of pure jealousy.
Yeah. Bearski, Eberflus in this situation with the Browns, Steelers, runs the clock down for no fucking reason. Yeah.
Man.
You got the game on, Peach?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
I want to watch it after we get done.
So it's 24-19, PJ. The Browns are about to attempt not a field goal. It's just a kickoff.
Yeah, they already missed a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, so 57 seconds left. Steelers down 19, Browns up 24. With the Browns not knowing how to win,
And if that was the Bears in this situation, they would easily 57 seconds is 4 days.
Well, Bearski, or no, was it Bearski? No, it's who was it that said that in there? Bearski. Browns. No. It's Bearski says Eberflus in this situation runs the clock down for no reason.
So you guys honestly legitimately think that they should have ran another play?
I don't.
I don't think that they should have.
Last week, absolutely. They should have thrown the ball.
I don't have a problem with it.
You got to read your team, man. Caleb was boom, 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 boom.
That was frustrating. Everyone wants to say that Mr. Harbaugh on the Chargers was in the exact same situation, and he ran the ball and scored a touchdown. He was ballsy. He went for the win. They both called a fucking running play on first down, didn't they?
I would have passed the ball.
If that's your argument, sure. I get really frustrated, though, when people were saying, oh, if they would have got 3 more yards, they wouldn't have gotten blocked. Fuck off, man. Like I said, if they would have kicked that ball from 29 yards, I think they still blocked a field goal because that's just what they did.
Caleb was on fire there at the end.
But he also got sacked twice, man.
Yeah, he did. So he doesn't trust the third choice offensive line.
But he still he was passing the ball with confidence. That was his game.
It was a conservative, scaredy cat approach. There's no doubt about it.
But there's no on that last drive, he got sacked twice. I mean, he made some two or three miraculous plays after that. Give him that. There's no guarantee that he wouldn't have got sacked again, and that's what I was more worried about. And not only that, it's like you can't. You have to play it safe, in my mind, on that situation. That block was again a penalty that wasn't called.
Absolutely, PJ.
So I don't have a problem with him not running another play. I really don't. I just don't.
Well,
and I don't trust our old line to hold a block either. I don't.
Yeah. Again, I hate using injuries as an excuse, but who are the players that got absolutely blown up on that attempt, the field goal block? I saw your backup off the street long snapper getting abused. Again, it was a penalty. And Larry Borum, the guy who shouldn't have been on this roster and was only put in due to circumstance from an unfortunate injury in preseason, he got fucking walloped too.
He wasn't the one, though.
75 was on his ass. Who was next to him, though?
It was Pryor.
There you go. Yeah. Well, again, Matt Pryor's not a starter.
Well, hear me out. The center, Pryor was lined up on the left side. That's where the block came from, on the left side.
It was Pryor.
Yeah, although Borum got blew up on the right side, people get blown up all the time.
I thought 75 was to the left of Pryor. That's what I remembered it as, and it doesn't matter. We're squabbling.
He was on the right side,
in my opinion. Sure. Again, we're quabbling here. I just hate that. I agree with Shorty here. If you saw what Caleb Williams was doing and you wanted to let him cook, fuck it. Just live by the sword, die by the sword. But to anyone who wanted you to, I don't know, run one more run or a QB sneak to get to the right hash and get 3 more yards, come on, man. Not my favorite take.
I have 2 things I want to say. One, I was on Bearski's Monday night show. I was his
fantastic show, by the way.
Thank you. I was lucky enough to be a guest on Bearski's channel. Make sure you guys check out Bearski. Bearski
I have
Film.
something to add to that when you're done.
Amazing channel. Check him out. And he pointed out that the Packers knew by game film that Cairo Santos kicks the ball with a low trajectory, especially
It's not just the Packers that knew that. We're talking about Rich Bisaccia, the guy who was the interim's hero for the Raiders before whoever.
Even better. So
Rich Bisaccia is a great head coach, or a great coach. I'm sorry.
To his point, why don't the Bears know that? Why don't the Bears know that? They're not even scouting their own players well enough to know that, hey, in this situation, maybe they know this and we're not going to do this. And my second point to that is, I want to ask you this. devil's advocate, would you have rather lost the game like we lost it on a kick like that with a potential penalty that we can all bitch about? They can send the film into the league and the center was there was a push by what's his name, PJ?
Oh, Van Ness.
Van Ness. He pushed a guy.
The guy dating Cole Kmet's sister.
Yeah. Or would you rather lose it that way to the Packers, or would you rather lose it where you put the ball in Caleb's hands and he's driving down the field, bang, 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 35 seconds left to go, the clock's ticking. He just drops back, 3-step drop, lofts it up for a goat, like a what's that? What do you call that?
Contested
A
catch.
contested catch to Roma Dunze to see if he can get the ball, and it ends on an interception. Which would you rather have?
Let me rephrase the question. Do you want Caleb's confidence to be going up or down going into the next game?
And I
because
believe
the way it ended, it's going up.
Right, but if he's driving down, he can get us down to, well, fuck. If it was just one more pass and he lobbed it up to the 20-yard line and it was intercepted and the game ended that way, which, just first off, which would be worse? This current
The interception.
You think that would be worse, or do you think it would be, hey, at least we put the ball in his hands to try to do something with this? Well, you're right, because devil's advocate, we'd all be looking back on it right now, going, well, we should have just ran the clock down and kicked the fucking ball, because we know Cairo Santos is money from
Absolutely, that's exactly how the Chicago media is. So absolutely, it's a lose-lose situation. Again, you want the quarterback, which is the only thing that matters at this point, right? Your star at the top of the Christmas tree. Your first overall pick, essentially your franchise at this point. You want him to have his confidence increasing. And that's what he did. He had another game-winning drive that was just stolen from him.
I think the better question is, would you have rather lost a game the way we did, or, to Shorty's point, on that run another play, Caleb drops back, gets sacked, knocks us out of field goal range? Which one would you now rather go with?
Well, then at least you can call a timeout and go for a Hail Mary, which we all know is possible with 26 fucking seconds left.
This guy, man.
I love Shorty. I promise I do. I love this guy. I love this guy, man.
At least the game's not over yet, right?
I don't have a problem. I mean, to Carl's point, I don't have a problem with the way Eberflus did that part of it. I don't. I mean, that block was a penalty not called, and that's just what it is.
Yep.
But you don't run another play, and I mean, your line is already suspect. So you already took 2 sacks in that same drive. So yeah, I'm not trying to drop Caleb back and risk getting sacked. Man, we're less than 50 yards. Let's go for the field goal.
I know. You're right. But 35 seconds left. We lost a game with less than that amount of time on the clock. There was at least 2 more plays left in there, and more than that if they're quick passes.
Okay, I'll give you this. The way I seen Green Bay having 9 people in the box, expecting the Bears to run another play, I probably would have threw a pass to DJ or somebody streaking down the field. Just, you got a one-on-one. If you can win that one-on-one, only you can. I'll throw a pass to only you can catch it. If you don't catch it, nobody catches it. Okay, you can do something like that, but it got to be something quick, because I'm not trying to get my quarterback sacked. I can agree with that. That's what I have no problem with that part of it. But the fact that he did get sacked twice, and that I'm not trying to do anything exotic.
Those were deep, they were deep.
The
drop
play
back.
right after the 2 sacks, right? The third play, that was the one where he got a nice completion to Roma Dunze to get them within range for the 4th down. He evaded a sack there too, so it was almost 3 straight sacks. You know, the perfect inning, strike your guy out in 3 pitches, whatever you want to say. So again, what's damning is that you had that catch completion to Keenan Allen, and then they had from a Packers point of view, it was a stupid replay. Like you let the Bears have extra time to think about it. It obviously was a catch, but they had to replay it. So it was like a pseudo timeout, right? You had the chance to get all huddled up and on the same page. It was almost like that iced Eberflus. It made him scared, right? He had too much time to think about it. He was like, fuck, man, I'll just do one more run. Let's get this clock down to 3 seconds and kick a game-winning field goal. Maybe he got scared. And again, as everyone has said, if he's coaching scared or coaching not to lose, you're going to lose.
What is up, DJ Turn Up 88? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah, he was on the show Tuesday night.
Appreciate you hanging out with us tonight, DJ.
Yeah. So on this last Steeler drive, who was the quarterback?
It was not Justin.
It was
they were
Wilson.
Hector Zambrano said they were kind of using him like the Saints use
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
a bit of a spit in the face to Justin Fields.
I do want to get to what DJ Turn Up 88 said. If they get Trey Smith and Myles Garrett, that would be a good fit for the Bears. Ooh, Myles Garrett. I might just get on the Myles Garrett bandwagon like you did the what's his name, PJ?
Down in New Orleans.
Jonathan
now?
Allen.
No, the other guy.
Ohio State.
Yeah, 90.
Bosa?
99 for
the first pick in the draft.
No, second pick. Chase Young.
Chase Young, thank you. I might just start a Myles Garrett fucking bandwagon train to like you were doing with him last.
We ain't got the money for it though.
Well, it's not that he's going to be a free agent, is he?
I don't think he is.
We cannot give up draft capital for an edge rusher.
Two things.
Serious.
What's
capital.
up, Raging Oracle? What's up, Larry T? Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, I just believe that Poles, and I think he said this, he's not going to devote resources, too much resources to one position. He's already paying Sweat. I don't see him paying Garrett too. He's not going to pay two defensive ends. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, this is not the 2018 team where we're one Khalil Mack away. Absolutely not.
Let me play devil's advocate to that.
Okay.
Well, what is Montez Sweat's contract? When does it go till?
He got a 4-year contract.
Okay, that's all I need to hear. What is Myles Garrett contract and how many years are left on it?
I think he has 3 years left on his.
Okay, perfect. That's all I needed to hear. When does Caleb Williams need to get paid? Boom! You got it. Now your Super Bowl window is filled. And my third question is, what are the two positions that are coveted the most? The quarterback and the player that goes after the quarterback. So
is that Dan Shortino or Ryan Pace?
That would work in our favor.
But you're not going to spend.
You shouldn't build a team to only win one Super Bowl and then fuck off for another 80
years. You're not going to spend. You're not going to spend $25 million a year on two players playing the same position.
Probably more like 50.
Well, that's what I'm saying. 25 apiece.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You're not going to do that.
Yeah. What if you win the Super Bowl though? It's kind of like the Cubs going all in with trading away all their draft stock for what's his name?
What did Poles say though?
Bryant.
I want to take the North and never give it back. But that logic there, you're going to take the North for 1 year, and that'll be it.
It's better than never taking the fucking North.
No,
I would rather go.
You can't do that. That's negligence.
Pick, you got to go with a draft pick. You have to go with a draft.
You have to set it up for sustained success, which is why having Caleb Williams can elevate poor skill around him. In theory, right? That's why you have to take the quarterback at first overall.
Well, maybe Pittsburgh will come back to realization because they was thinking Russell Wilson was the second coming of Tom Brady with his loss
That's
there.
not what they thought.
That's what I was hearing.
To be fair, Justin Fields had 6 swings of the bat, so to speak, and he didn't seize his opportunity. He played fine.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is what I heard them saying was, oh, since Russell been in the lineup, we haven't lost. I mean, he's the GOAT now. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Their
Hold
offensive
up.
numbers have improved.
Wait a minute. Huh?
With Russell Wilson, I'm almost positive that the Steelers, at least their point total outputs, that has only gone up compared to the games with Justin Fields. With the exact same supporting cast.
What?
Okay. The Steelers started, 4-2 with Justin Fields in those first 6 games, right?
Yeah.
However many points they were scoring. Now, with Russell Wilson, they are scoring more points. With the same coaching staff, the same offensive skill group. Everything the same, just a change at quarterback, and they're scoring more points. And that doesn't even mean that they think that, or they think that Russell Wilson is better for the scheme, for the offense, for the team, because that's what matters. Obviously, all three of us know, everyone in the chat knows, Justin Fields physically is far and away more talented than current day Russell Wilson. There's absolutely no quabbling
But
over
Tomlin is playing the long game, man. He doesn't want to give up that 4th round pick.
That's also the truth.
He's got what, 1 game left, 1 full game left.
It's not about games, it's about snaps. So even having Justin Fields come in and play intermittently like Taysom Hill, that's awesome for the Bears.
I know, but if he played 1 more entire complete game, he'd have more snaps than Russell Wilson would have by the end of the season at this point. So if he plays him situationally, he's going to, like he did tonight, he might get a win, he might help the team, but he's also going to save, 2 rounds of a draft pick. It'll be curious to see what he does after the season if they re-sign him.
Oh, I've seen people in a Steelers podcast talking about how they want Wilson signed to a 3-year extension or something like that. I want to address what Larry T is saying here. He said if the
By the way,
Bears,
what is up, Dave S? Thanks for hanging out with us.
he says if the Bears don't re-sign Keenan Allen, wouldn't they have more cap flexibility? Keenan looked like he was underperforming. Here's the thing: the salary cap right now projected next year is, I think, is right $82 million. That's without Keenan Allen. So I don't know how you become more cap flexibility because he's already not equated into the cap. So I don't know how you become more flexible because he's already not there. So if we was to re-signing, it'd be less.
All they're saying, or all Larry T is saying, in my opinion, is that instead of paying $25 million for a wide receiver 2, you could have DJ Moore be the wide receiver 2. The best skill player on the Chicago Bears named Roma Dunze, have him be the number 1 wide receiver. Then let's go address the offensive line.
But DJ's the best. So you would have
DJ Moore is clearly the best wide receiver, but Roma Dunze has the most potential, in my opinion. As a pure wide receiver, down the field, catch the ball. Not even talking about yak. I think DJ Moore could be one of the best yak guys in the NFL. Unfortunately, due to his injuries,
I think he even have better hands. Who has a higher drop percentage?
If you want to use the PFF stats, I can't refute that. But I think that there's a little bit of tension, a little bit of rookie nerves from Roma Dunze and Caleb Williams. Okay. Roma Dunze and Caleb Williams, they've had some good connections. They've also had some really bad drops. And same with Keenan Allen, though. And maybe that's just it's bad throws from Caleb. I don't know, man. All I can say is my gut is telling me Roma Dunze is the most skilled wide receiver on that team, and I wish that they would let him just have a chance to be the number 1.
What's up, Samo?
Mr. Samo, how are you, man?
Well, I would respectfully disagree with that, but okay.
That's fine. I'm not giving you anything like statistically or anything else other than my feeling and my gut, So I'm not telling you you're wrong. It's impossible for me to say that. I don't know if it's premature to talk about the Vikings game or if we want to do that just yet. Or
yeah, let's go. Let's go and start. It's already after 10:30.
Okay. Well, as far as your injury report from today, Thursday, Karan, Ryan Bates, Elijah Hicks, they're all do not plays. Probably can expect none of them playing this weekend. And then DeAndre Swift and Tevin Jenkins, thankfully, are trending up. Eberflus made it seem like DeAndre Swift was essentially on a rest day on Wednesday. And then Tevin Jenkins actually was a full participant today, so that's really good news because, again, it doesn't seem like Ryan Bates is going to be playing.
I would love to see them put him at right guard.
Who would you play at left guard then?
I'll move Pryor over there.
Okay. I mean, I can't remember the true story regarding this with Pryor, but Pryor did like a Bears Weekly with Jeff Joniak, and he essentially alluded to what position he likes, and it's because of his strong hand. I honestly think that he said it was the right side that he preferred, but I simply can't remember. But at this point,
reason why, let me explain why I would put him at right guard, Tevin. Reason why, he's on the last year of his contract. He played, in my opinion, his best ball when he was on the right side when Nate Davis was out last year. So let's see, now that Nate Davis no longer there, can he be our right guard moving forward before we let him walk out the door and never really examining that. Put him there for the remaining of these games and see how him and Wright plays together. If they do well, I'm more inclined to want to resign him. But him being on the left side, he even said that he liked playing on the right side. He thought him and Wright played well together, but side by side last year. He made those comments. So please, let's look at it before he walks out the door, and then we see him star on another team, and then we're like, oh, another one got away.
I think it's too late for Tevin Jenkins. I mean, we're seeing him on the injury report every fucking week. He's missing time.
Well, because he's playing out of position, Karl. Put him on the right.
He's not playing out of position. The left guard is his position, and he's damn good at it when he's healthy. But I think it's a sunk cost at this point. I don't think that you can invest serious, $20 million a year, Robert Hunt.
I'm never saying invest $20 million in him. What I'm saying is you can offer him a contract before you let him walk out the door without offering him nothing, and put him at a position that he said he liked playing, and which I thought he played better at. I mean, he's not better at left guard. He's better at right guard. It showed last year when he was lined up beside Wright.
If that's your opinion, it is what it is. I can't change it. But again, my opinion is that we won't see Tevin Jenkins on this football team next year. And I think the Bears deserve a more rock-solid, healthy option. Maybe he's not quite as good just yet, but if we could get a consistent force who can earn and own that one position, then we don't have to have this debate of, he should play the left, he should play the right. Well, fuck, he's healthy, he's going to play that position, that's it, period. That's what I would prefer. There's none of that with the Lions. They're not saying, I don't even know who, not Penei Sewell, I don't know their guards. But they lost someone, they replaced him with someone from the Browns, and that was it, man.
I disagree with you, Mayhem, and you, Hector Zambrano. I think Jenkins, playing the dominant right tackle he was in college, was a right tackle. He should have been a right tackle to begin with, not a left tackle.
I think he should have been a guard because of his arm.
And once you put him at right guard and you found out how good he was next to right, like I'll say this for the 100 millionth time. They get down in the 3-point stance, they look at the tackle and the defensive end in front of them, they go, hey, we're going to run power right. Fucking stop it. Boom. Can't stop it. Boom. Can't stop it. Boom. You could tell them every play you're doing it. They couldn't stop it. Hey, I got a great idea, guys. Let's put Tevin Jenkins at left guard.
And there's a news flash here. Jenkins not getting big money from anybody.
No.
And I'm not saying Poe should give him big money. That's my whole point. You offer him a fair contract based on his availability and say, hey, put him on the right. And then you can have a dominant right guard to go along with a dominant right tackle. You got the right side of your line fixed. Now you, hopefully, this center that you got in waiting now, kid from Arkansas, hopefully he can be your center moving forward. Now the only thing you got to do is address the left side. But if you never explore that, now you got to sit up there and with only $82 million, try to find 2 guards. You got to try to find a center. You got to try to find defensive end. All these other positions you're trying to find. He's just reinventing the wheel, and we keep spinning the same cycle without making it make sense.
I would just say if Robert Hunt got $20 million, I think that Tevin Jenkins could find some sort of 1-2 year team friendly in the sense that they could get out of it if he gets hurt. He could get some big money, $16 to $18 million. I would not put it past anyone.
And
he's that talented.
what you guys are saying, what everyone in chat is saying right now is that we are fucked inside out, left and right, upside down, two ways from Sunday, because if we're going to lose Jenkins, who by all accounts, a lot of us think is a Pro Bowl, if not better, right guard next to right, we're going to lose him. We're going to have to. How many fucking offensive linemen do you think we're going to be able to restock this line with in one season?
That's why I hate having this conversation, because like it's unrealistic. The Chiefs redid their offensive line, but that's a special circumstance because they just lost a Super Bowl and had Mahomes. I don't think the Bears are going to have that luxury of being able to just pluck these perfect players and have everyone bow down to them. They're going to have to overpay for someone if they want someone that badly, and there's only so many draft picks. I really shudder at the idea of like, oh, let's draft 2 guards and then let's draft a center later on. So like out of the first 3 picks in the top, whatever it is at this point, top 50, get 2 guards, draft a center in the 3rd or 4th round. You want a whole interior offensive line of fucking rookies?
Right.
You can't do that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You can't. We're not going to this. Realistically, what's going to happen in this offseason? We're going to draft what? Two top. By that I mean we might go 1st and 2nd round pick our offensive linemen. You could pick it a guard, center, probably not a tackle, and depending on where we're going to be sitting after this fucking
I say one
fire of a season. But then what? Then you're going to sign who? You're gonna go after the free agent who? And then you're still looking at then we're all gonna be sitting here looking at Braxton Jones next year, going, our weakest link is fucking tackle and da.
Braxton Jones is already under fire, by the way.
Is he going anywhere though? Could you really?
Bears fans want him. Bears fans want him cut.
Are you going to get rid of him and everyone else?
Absolutely fucking not.
Darnell Wright's our only remainder.
Coleman Shelton's going to be your center next year. I hate to break it to you.
Oh, God.
What do you mean? He had a great game. I think that this panel...
Bill Murray is our only hope, guys.
That's
Bill Murray.
true. That's true as fuck. And Theo Benedict. Maybe we have the answers. Maybe they're on our practice squad and injured. Who knows?
I
don't know what you're referring to, Samo. I have seen at least, I don't know, since the beginning of the year, I'll say I've seen 100 people say that they want Braxton Jones cut. Today, they just want him cut. I mean, it's crazy. The fan base and the media is nuts.
Bears are not drafting 2 offensive linemen in the first 2 rounds.
I'll bet you dinner on that they do.
Okay.
All right.
Absolutely no shot.
Hey, shake on it.
You know I don't bet.
Yeah,
but,
bet responsibly.
I'll tell you.
Okay. So if they don't
hear me out.
buy me dinner, if they do, I'll buy you dinner. How about that?
There you go. But here's the thing. We have so many holes, and I'm not ludicrous either. For those of you who know the song, I've got holes. No, so we got so many holes that we are not going to just be able to draft 2 offensive linemen in the first 2 rounds. What I could see us doing is going defensive end, safety, and an offensive lineman. Not in any
safety
particular
wouldn't
offense.
get drafted that high, though, PJ. I have to say that.
If you don't not sure about Brisker, why wouldn't you?
I guess Brisker was a high pick, so if you're saying out of the first top 3 picks they have, he'd be the 3rd of those 2.
I'm just saying in the first 2 rounds, I could see them doing that because again, we're hurting, and therefore, yeah, the way we are right now. So why wouldn't you try to? If you can get Tevin Jenkins for $14 million, $12 million, why wouldn't you not re-sign him? I don't see why you wouldn't. Yeah, you probably only get 10 games out of him, but you only sign him to a 2-year contract. Say, hey, man, a 2-year contract, 14 per, and I can even give you some incentives on it if you want to, but I'm not going to overpay you. And I don't think anyone else is going to overpay him because they're going to look at him and go, "Hey, man, you ain't playing that long, so you're not getting that much money." So I can see him. I can see him getting signed, re-signed.
239.50 on the dot.
Huh?
We're gonna have that clip, PJ. Tevin Jenkins is gonna get some incentive-based contract where he could earn up to $18 million a year. But if he gets hurt, the team's able to get out of it essentially for free. I could see that happening. That's just how this NFL works. If Robert Hunt is getting $20 million, Tevin Jenkins is going to get between 16 and 18 without a shadow of the doubt.
Disagree. He's too injury prone.
That's what I'm saying, right? They'll find a creative way for it to be incentive-based. If you play all 18 games, Tevin, 17 games, whatever it is, we're going to give you this $18 million. Hey, $1 million a paycheck, buddy. Just play. That could be as simple as it is. I don't know.
Listen, I'm just a stupid Bears fan who wears his jersey backwards from now on, and for 2 shows wore his glasses upside down. But I truly believe they're going offensive line with at least the first 2 picks. Kind of like Poles did with the first 2 picks. He went defensive line in the first draft. No, he went safety. He went defensive backfield. Then the next draft he went defensive line with the first 2 picks.
Do you know what he likes to do?
He
likes to pair the position groups. I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's what we saw with the defensive tackles too, with Dexter and Pickens. So if you're saying that the first 2 picks would be offensive linemen, I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't either. I'm expecting it. I'd be actually surprised if it wasn't.
I'll be surprised if it is, given the fact that when he did it with the defensive lineman, there was a second and a third. Him going a first and a second, I don't see him devoting that much to because you don't want 2 rookies starting on your line like that.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. The thing is that how bad is this season going to end for us?
Yeah.
Are we 4-7?
4-6.
4-6.
So
We're 4-7.
We're gonna have the 7th pick in the draft, and then we're gonna have.
That's what I'm trying to say, because Roma Dunze, we earned the 9th overall pick for being 7-10.
Yeah.
The best tackles in the NFL, not the good ones, the elite tackles,
Top 5.
those are top 10 picks. So if the Bears are in a top 10 pick position again, you may never get a chance to get a tackle as good as the one that you might pass up on. So Braxton Jones, I'm sorry, figure it out. You want to compete at guard, buddy? That's fine. They may have Braxton Jones be the swing. And it's going to suck, right? But if you have so much conviction about a tackle, you can't fucking pass up on it because you may never get a chance at it again.
And I'm seeing chat in here blowing up about the 3-tech too, because Dexter, sorry guys, he's not a prototypical 4-3 defensive 3-technique tackle. He's not. We all want him to be. We all try to bear him. We all try to believe it. We try to put it into existence as Bears fans because that's what we do.
He's not there yet.
It's not happening.
He's not there yet.
He's not quick enough. In my opinion, he's not quick enough.
Yeah, he doesn't get off the ball fast enough. I mean, your defensive lineman in a 4-3, what I'm starting to see as I compile these rosters and the snap percentages, you have a rotation where your best players play roughly 50%. So if Dexter is your backup behind a stud 3-tech, the Bears always talk about, I just listened to Eric Washington talk about this, everything that they base everything off of is the front 4. The 4-man pressure needs to hit home. If that can't happen and you have to bring 5 extra blitzes, they're going to pick you apart and the defense falls apart. So that's why the 3-tech is so important, because you have to be able to get consistent pressure. And if you have a stud with Gervon Dexter behind him, that sounds like a Super Bowl defense.
That sounds like Jonathan Allen.
Unfortunately, PJ, who wants to leave the Redskins right now with that ballerina breakdancer? What is he, Shorty, the quarterback? Gregory Hines?
Oh, Gregory, the Gregory Hines doppelganger?
Yeah, Gregory Hines. Everyone wants to play for fucking Gregory Hines, man. So Jonathan Allen, he's not going nowhere. He'll sign the dirt cheap contract that you guys think that Tevin Jenkins is going to sign for the Bears.
He's not a free agent.
Whatever the case is, I thought that he was going to end up being a free agent. I have no idea, man.
Got 2 more years.
Good for him. And I'm sure he'll play those 2 years with the Redskins, and they'll have
I'm sure
oodles
they're
of
going to trade
playoff
him.
success.
They're going to trade him to the Bears.
No, I disagree with Raging Oracle. I also don't think that Dex is a nose tackle because they've invested too much of him playing
Guys,
three tech at this point.
for anyone that's too young enough to remember Gregory Hines, is this not Jaden Daniels? That doppelganger?
I think you're talking to me, Shorty, and yeah, that literally looks like a picture of Jaden Daniels.
I am talking to you.
Does he have lip gloss on?
Probably. That is
But he's
totally
going through
Jaden
it.
Daniels right there.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Let's see if I can pull up Jaden Daniels. See if I can find a similar pic.
You have to have one with his lips closed and he's like off to the side. Oh boy. While you do that, do you want me to walk through the snap counts for the Bears and for the Vikings? I want to get to one thing regarding this specifically, just to show how fucking much of a mad scientist Brian Flores is.
Oh, Brian Flores. I'm scared.
Let me piss through this real quick. You can see snap percentages. I don't know if it's worth really analyzing at this point. I do want to point out, though, look at your tight end with Thomas Brown. 97%. And actually, ironically, Mercedes Lewis had only 17% of the snaps. More, rather, than Gerald Everett. So, no Shane Waldron means no playing time for Gerald Everett and Travis Homer. What a surprise.
Wow, that's good to hear.
And then
Gerald
defense,
Everett, I believe, is a weapon, man. We got to utilize him somehow.
I disagree. He's had so many chances and he just hasn't played well.
He seems slow to me.
They don't throw him the ball.
Absolutely. And again, look at your defensive linemen. Specifically, keep an eye on the interior, right? Zach Pickens, Cowart, Chris Williams, they're about 35 to 40%, right? Look at what they're asking Gervon Dexter to play. 80% of the fucking snaps.
That's
and then
ridiculous.
when you look at your defensive ends, Montez Sweat, who has a fucking injury designation, and DeMarcus Walker, who's taking time away from Austin Booker, they're playing too much. I like seeing the Darrell Taylor, Jacob Martin, like both are being integrated, but just get these guys on a pitch count and get them on the field when it matters.
We have 7 defensive ends on our team.
Yeah, because there's 3, and 3 is 6, and the 7th would be the guy who's always inactive.
Robinson.
Yes. Daniel Hardy was one of the fringe guys, though. He never plays. He's just a special teams weapon.
Goodness, it's just bad use of resources. My goodness.
And you can see Jack Sanborn played 20% of the snaps as well, and I don't know what you guys saw from the Bears defense against the Packers. During the live game, I remember seeing Jack Sanborn getting fucking exploited.
We were talking about that during the All-22, yeah.
So, Jack Sanborn, please don't tell me he's your starting anything. He's a good player for what he is, but he's not Brian Urlacher, guys. I'm sorry. And then we talked about Elijah Hicks, Jonathan Owens. Again, we're seeing what we saw last year with Tyreek Stevenson, Terrell Smith. I would like these roles flipped. Have it be 60-40 Terrell Smith at least. Or fuck, just bench Tyreek Stevenson. I remember saying that I wanted Tyreek Stevenson reprimanded for what he did against the Redskins, and you said, "Oh, you're gonna hurt the team." Terrell Smith is better.
I mean, he's not worse. I know that much.
So let's go on to the Vikings. If you guys are cool with it, this is what their offense is looking like. The players who are struck out, you'll see that they were just inactive.
Look at offensive line. We're fucked.
Dalton Reisner was a player who had been hurt. He came in and he played. I mean, this left tackle trade, oh my God, that frustrated the ever-living hell out of me, man. They got him for pennies on the dollar. Cam Robinson's a fine replacement. I apologize, too, for the slot receiver shenanigans. I used a website I've never heard of before last night, and they essentially said that these guys were rotating at slot receiver. Obviously, Justin Jefferson, who's playing the majority of the snaps, he probably gets put into the slot a good deal as well, just for matchups, whatever. And then you can see the running back usage. If we compare that with what the Bears had, you got 57 and 42%, essentially half and half with Travis Homer getting the slack. But then they seem to rotate the running backs about the same. You've got Aaron Jones at 53%, Cam Akers at 37%. It's damn near identical. But I think that's going to be one of the keys to the games too. Is Aaron Jones is a Bears killer. If you let Aaron Jones go off, I don't know, man. That could end up being.
Well, yeah, Let's try to stop it. See what happens.
And then, if you guys are cool, I'll move on to the defense. This is where it gets really fun. I'm not going to say anything. I just want you guys to tell me what you're seeing.
I can't believe Harrison Smith is still playing.
Actually, fun fact. I think that I saw that Harrison Smith hasn't missed a fucking snap of football for the Vikings since like September or October of last year. He's gone more than a full calendar fucking year of playing football and not missing a fucking snap.
Harrison Smith was playing against the Lovie Smith team, it seems like.
Yeah, and Harrison Smith is a dirty, nasty, rotten son of a bitch football player. I fucking hate him. Just for the record.
He's awesome.
No, he's a Golden Dome piece of shit. Fuck Harrison Smith. I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone, but
you don't
I
like
feel
the
that
Karl
strongly
team?
about him. I just don't like him, period. He's a nasty player. He's hurt plenty of Bears. He's a nasty player.
Yeah, we'd feel the same way if it was the other way around. It'd be opposite.
You're right. Yeah, watch out for Dallas Turner, the mighty Dallas Turner, playing 20%. Another one a lot of Bears fans said we should have taken Dallas Turner instead of Roma Dunze. Not going to let you guys off the hook for that. I'm sorry.
No.
Maybe Dallas Turner needs to earn it with the team. I understand that, but he would have been such a swing and a miss.
Jonathan Bullard. Is that the Jonathan Bullard?
Yeah, former Bear.
Wow. Oh, he's still there.
There's so many rotational pieces from like the 2017, 2018, 2019 Bears that are we saw like 3 of them are on the Cardinals. It's so crazy how that team still pops up today.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I'm not trying to say much. What are you guys seeing with these snap counts specifically?
What I'm seeing is they're not showing the backups for the defensive line.
No, PJ, they are.
What they're
They playing their linebackers?
Yeah. So here, this is what I would have been hoping to point out to you guys. The Vikings lead the league in probably both bringing a zero blitz, which means they're bringing, 6, 7, 8 players with no zone coverage behind it. And they also lead the league in coming out of that. And yes, I'm being biased for Michigan. You can see I'm highlighting Josh Metellus, who went to the University of Michigan. But guys, let me motor through this. Look at this fucking defensive line. What is that? So left to right, you've got a linebacker. Metellus 44 is a safety. Then you've got another linebacker. Van Ginkel is fucking lined up in the A gap. Another linebacker in a 3-point stance, and then another linebacker to the side of him. Now, I didn't compile this perfectly. After the snap, they actually back out of it a lot. Mm-hmm. This is not a true blitz. But there's no fucking defensive lineman on the field. This is some fucking crackhead shit. Isn't that fucking nuts?
Yeah. And they have 2 losses.
But this is what the Bears should avoid right here. See how what is this, Tennessee?
Yeah, and I don't know the down and distance that would help right
now.
But I'm sorry.
The point I'm making though is see how they got their wide receivers and even the running back, I guess, so close to the line of scrimmage that if you spread them out, then you have to make them declare on what they're going to actually do. Are you guarding somebody or are you coming? Because you're now going to try to fake like you're coming and then you try to hurry up and get back to your man. It's going to be harder for you to do. But doing it this way, you're inviting the blitz. Split those guys out.
Now, PJ, I don't know if this is the exact point you're making, right? What if Mr. Mayo Man Will Levis gets scared? He says, okay, I just motioned out number 2, who I believe is Tajay Spears, the running back. Oh, they say, number 2, you have to stay in and block. 85, you have to stay in and block. So that's 7 blockers, right?
Right.
I think on this exact play, they only brought 4. So you've had 7 blockers versus 4 players. And still, you may say, oh, it's just, they're conceding. They're just not going to get any pressure. They still find a way. I think 51, Cashman, he comes around and ends up blitzing over the 78's shoulder.
What you do, Karl, is this. You take 85 and 83, you split them out further to the right.
I'm
So
not
they're-
saying what they should do. I'm just saying what, like in this scenario, what
No,
the
I'm telling-
Vikings
I'm
are trying
telling
to
you
force them to do.
how you can force how you can defeat them trying to force your hand. How you defeat them is you split your guys out, split out number 2. Now you got 5-man front. The most they can do is send 6. That's the most they can do. Now, if they send more than 6, then they really got somebody left wide open. By sending a zero, when they sending 0, that means they sending 6. I got my 5 linemen can pick up 5 of their guys that's coming if they come. The quarterback is going to have to account for the free guy. Everybody else is locked 1-on-1. That's how you beat it. But this way, what you're doing is you're inviting the guys to come even more in. So you can actually have 7 in the box right now because they got what, 7? I mean, they got 6 right there. They can invite another one in because of your alignment. Spread them out. Therefore, they have to declare who's coming or who act like they're coming. Now you can be able to know, okay, they're in the man-to-man and it's 0 coverage. Man, you got to make sure you have a man beater, and that's how you go about attacking it that way.
Right, but if you're slow up to the line and you have to make all those protection adjustments, like Cliff Victoria is saying, that's what Brian Flores wants. He wants to have you not know who's coming. And it's a son of a bitch because you can't just say, oh, the guy lined up on the center is a defensive lineman. He's coming. No, there's no fucking defensive lineman on the field. Mr. Foster has joined us, by the way.
I just
Hello,
want to,
Foster.
I wanted to say that Foster is back from his mustache rides. I hope you have a machine to put quarters in, buddy.
Goodness gracious.
Terrible. Actually, I was sitting in the back room just reading the chat, chuckling. It's like a little family. It's 5 a.m, guys. I got to go to bed over here in Scotland. And then
we
King
appreciate
Pookie and Nation, Pookie drops in and says, hey, Daniel Jones freaking retired, or did he just get benched? And then it's like,
can I get a comment on that, Foster?
And then Cliff's chiming in, and then you see him, Dan, and he's like,
So
it just cracks me up, all of it. And Farius, everything. Good night, Scottish. Just
you guys are awesome in chat. Thank you, guys.
Shorty, peace, thumbs up, and all this kind of stuff. It's cool.
King
It's
Pookie, cool. Mr. Daniel Jones got benched, and today, I believe, he played safety for the scout team defense. That's our $40 million a year quarterback. and I had other people saying that the Bears should hire Brian Daboll to replace Mr. Matty Eberflus.
Oh God, no! Please, no.
Fuck him.
No.
If you guys are done with the roster stuff, just let me know. But I will.
I'm good with the roster. I don't need to see it. We're gonna get our ass kicked this week. Brian Flores is gonna fucking destroy
you think
it.
It's gonna be an ass kicking.
I think it's gonna be a loss. That's for sure. It's. I just don't see us being outcoached or us outcoaching.
Dan, did you ever start getting the scores that people were talking in chat? It was like right before I left. I forgot to ask anybody.
I have 5. I need to start compiling those. But if you guys want to put
aren't like 4 of them got the Bears winning?
Please do. Yeah. So Hector, Scottish Bear, Ant Miss, and Cliff Victoria have the Bears winning. Chris Foster said 30-13 Minnesota wins.
Reverse psychology for me from here on out. It's loss.
What did I say?
This sounds like Bearski film. Did they like bully you?
Yeah, I got my arm behind it.
Good. I'm just giving Paulie a hard time.
I know. At one point, Paulie's in here, like being optimistic, trying to like talk me off a ledge. I'm like, what the fuck? Where am I? What planet am I in right now?
The moons and things are revolving and the currents are flowing, Shorty, and it's Glenn Morgan freaking you out, and then fucking Bearski, Paul over there. That's crazy stuff when they're talking, hey, it's going to be okay. And things,
Yeah.
Chad got the Bears winning. I mean, the Vikings winning 20-13.
Do me a favor, if you guys see the score predictions, just please star them. I'll start compiling all that right now. I don't have the predictions from last week, if that's what we wanted to look at, by the way.
Bears win 23-20. I hope at least, M. Farius says. Well, while we're waiting for you guys to give us your chats, your scores for the game in chat, I want to show you what I did last night to my truck.
Oh crap!
Yeah. Anybody remember the good old days?
What, with the crushed roof?
Yeah, don't mind the front end right there by the license plate. That's for me hitting a tire on the way to Illinois. I bought the piece. I just have to put it in right there. But I wanted to I showed this to the guys last night, and
I wanted to get arrested, so I thought I'd do this.
PJ's like, you're like, man, you can't use red. You can't use red. You can't use blue. You can't use anything. Okay, so PJ, so tonight I was at my buddy's coffee house / beer place. He's about to be our new sponsor, so I had to go get some pictures. For anyone that loves coffee, we're going to have some coffee available to you with a promo code using BCP to order some coffee online. It is the best coffee that I've ever had. It's the only coffee I drink. And so I went up there tonight to get some pictures for the commercial I'm going to make for our new sponsor. And there's always a police officer there. And so I was talking to him. So I pulled this picture out, Peach. I'm like, so would you pull me over? Like, if you were passing me on the road and you saw me with this, would you pull me over? And his response was, well, you're not supposed to have a red light or a blue light on your car per the Georgia state law. And I said, yeah, but would you pull me over? And then some guy goes, well, no, if you knew it was him, would you pull him over? I'm like, no, it's just if you were just passing this vehicle on the road, would you pull it over? He's like, well, depends on, how busy I was that night. I'm like, okay, if you were just right now, like you had nothing else better to do and you're just driving past me, you're bored and you see this, would you just pull this vehicle over? He's like, well, I think it's pretty cool.
But it's in the frickin' book for the state of codes, and they're usually like this thick because like 80% of the damn cars on the road could be pulled over today. Yeah,
so he said, I would turn around and pull you over. And I go,
you have to.
I'm like, okay. I said, okay. Like, let's just pretend. Let's just say I was driving a replica Knight Rider car with that built into the front end, and I was just driving it down the street. I said, would you pull that car over? He said, yeah, I'd pull it over just so I could take a look at the car. So I spent,
you'd be getting a ticket.
I spent 3 hours last night installing my Knight Rider strobe on my truck, and I can't even use it. I can change the color on it. I can make it white. He said I can make it green, by the way, just not blue or red in the state of Georgia. So I'm really bummed because I think this is like really dorky and awesome.
Who is making that noise?
That's me.
Oh,
you see what Larry T says? Shorty would have an inflatable David Hasselhoff in the driver's seat. You know why we're laughing so hard? Because he would.
Yeah. Right. By the way, you guys like my front license plate? Because I don't have to have a front license plate in Georgia. Right. You guys like that?
I was like, I'm looking at that before I'm even looking at your strobe light in there. I'm going, all right, what's he doing down there? I don't think he can use that on the road, but whatever.
Let me show you what else of a dork I am. Here, I got one more dork in me to show you.
How did we get into this stuff this deep, PJ?
Look.
Damn internet.
Look at what a dork I am, guys.
Thundercats?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I might have to start, PJ, I might have to start cursing the Podfather.
Man.
Chat, is this better or worse than when I showed a Magic the Gathering card on screen?
Oh, this is much better. You're
more nerdy. It's a fucking sword.
I'm just a dork. You're a super dork.
Hector Zambrano's got a $2 super chat.
Hector Zambrano
strobe from Battlestar Galactica.
Thank you for your $2 super chat, Hector.
Appreciate you, Hector. Thank you, sir.
We appreciate it.
Thank you, Hector.
You guys like my Thundercat sword? I mean, come on, this is pretty awesome, isn't it?
As long as you don't mess up and accidentally call it a thunder cunt sword, then I think we're fine. For the prediction, guys, I've got Hector Zambrano, Scottish Bear, Ant Miss, Cliff Victoria, Chris Foster, Chad Speaker, Ampharius, Samo, and Dave S. If you guys have not heard your name and you have a prediction for the Bears versus Viking game, please let us know.
Throw it in now.
28-3 Vikings.
You got. What was the game that specifically messed you up this bad, Shorty?
The Hail Mary game, the Redskins game.
I'm so proud that you call them the Redskins. You too, Foster. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. We're doing that in honor of you. You asked us to, so we're doing it.
I'm doing it in honor of my quarterback. So
You're right, Cliff. I do need
If
it.
it's in honor of your quarterback, I'm done. I'm calling them the Commanders now, dude.
I actually,
do you
Cliff,
not like Caleb
joking.
Williams?
I'm joking. I'm totally joking too.
I did download an app for that, Cliff.
I
Whatever.
like Jaden Daniels too. So
You like
Speaker making.
you like
the
Gregory
kickers?
Hines?
yeah, absolutely. Very, very solid actor, tap dancer. They're multi-talented, man.
24-21.
For a long time,
Thank you, PJ.
multi-talented.
That,
24.
BJ, do you want to change? Your prediction is identical to Cliff Victoria's. Not that it matters, right? I'm just saying it's identical. And Cliff did say it first.
24-20 Bears.
Bet. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah, mine was gonna be like 23-19, but I think somebody said 23-20.
There's a 23-20 in here.
Yeah.
23-19 is not on the board. You could-
Well,
you could-
let's make it real difficult because it's going to be close. But 22-19
and the winner?
Bears.
There you go.
What'd I say? 28-3?
Shut
Thanks,
up,
you did.
man.
The game's in Chicago. It's not the Monday night game against the Vikings in Minnesota, man. We're at home. And have you not seen what they did against the Jaguars? Have you not seen
Even Hector
little...
said he's got the Vikings at 19 points. I don't know what is.
That's right. He said 32-19 Bears win.
Okay.
Hector,
Mr.
I
Hector,
appreciate
that is.
you, man. You've been active in the chat lately, man. I appreciate you, Hector.
Oh yeah, and
Super chats and
other venues. Samo,
Huh?
what's up, man? Hope you're good, dude.
All right. Can I retract
Hey,
my
did you catch
Yes.
this, PJ? Wait, I gotta throw this in. So Samo says, "Yeah, we had friends giving dinner on Saturday, and one of the guys showed up wearing a Thundercats trucker cap. That would be you, Dan.
Yeah.
with more than just a cap, though.
Man.
He
Sword
had
and
his sword
everything.
out there,
Yeah, to have the belt on.
Whipster.
I'd pull up in my Knight Rider truck too. Okay, I'm gonna retract my score only because it's at home and because you guys are right. We don't really give up a lot of points, so I'm gonna go
Bear down, Mike.
17-0 Vikings.
Okay.
What's up, Bear Down Mike?
Wait a minute. I thought
You
you
think
said you was
that
high
little
on
of
Thomas
Thomas
Brown.
Brown?
What?
I thought you said you was high on Thomas Brown.
I am.
Yeah, come on, guy.
You high on him, but so now we're not going to score?
PJ, he's high on something else.
Mayhem's right there with me.
PJ, you just saw what he had in his hands, right? And then you know all the stuff he was talking about earlier. So,
Man.
and you guys think there's something wrong with me?
No. It's
I just
Thank you for starting that.
just say no to drugs.
it's
Mr. Mayhem.
I resemble that statement, PJ.
Just say no.
I mean, resent that statement, PJ.
You resemble it.
Mr. Mayhem 69 is with you, man. He's saying 21-0 Vikings.
It's Flores. That's what it is. I just think that he's
The
just
Flores effect.
fuse everybody. You just
No,
shoot it right
man.
there, Carl.
No, I believe,
Foster, did you see the picture that I put on screen for everyone regarding the defensive alignment?
I caught some of it. When I was
Let me
sitting
show you.
backstage, I was trying to look at you had a play up, but that was the last thing I saw for briefly.
Let me show you two things, okay?
That's
Really
why I
quickly.
actually didn't put myself in. I was trying to look at this.
Okay, so do you see the snap percentages for their defensive line?
Yeah.
None of their defensive linemen, that's all of them, by the way, only 4
Yeah.
defensive linemen, none of them played more than 50% of the snaps, okay?
Yep.
Do you know why that is? Because Brian Flores is going to throw shit like this at you. That's 6 men on the defensive line, and none of them are defensive linemen.
Yeah.
You've got 4 outside linebackers, you've got the middle linebacker, Blake Cashman, and then you've got a safety linebacker hybrid, the great Joshua Metellus.
Well,
Isn't that fucking annoying?
it's
So when the Bears, when people want to talk about maybe hiring Brian Flores as a replacement because he's a better head coach than Matt Eberflus, the Bears don't have that fucking personnel, guys. The Bears are not going to hire him because that would require so much turnover. It would be fucking insane. It will never happen. They will never hire Brian Flores in any capacity. Maybe to be a consultant if something was to go really wrong. But outside of that, like, that would require so much change on the defensive side. It would be insane.
well,
Bear
how you
Down Mike
defeat
and
that is
Mr.
run the
Mayhem,
ball.
I got your predictions. Sorry, PJ.
you just run the ball.
you got raging oracles. Yeah, you do.
Well, they came into that alignment because they saw, I don't know what they started in, but obviously at that point they were in shotgun with, it was naked. Essentially 5 wide receivers, but one of them was Tajay Spears, who I believe was motioned out.
Mayhem saying the Bears will hire Ben Johnson or Thomas Brown as head coach. I think the only way that we hire Thomas Brown as head coach, Mayhem, is if they retain Flus and then they fire him mid-season next year.
Well, what they do, they ought to just hire Charlie Brown, man. I mean, I don't know.
I like that one, Foster. I'm all for Charlie Brown. Fuck it.
No shit.
Oh, Shanahan.
Yeah.
Well, guys,
PJ, I don't know if you said Andy Reid, like, is synonymous with that situation. That's what I feel about Kyle Shanahan. Absolutely.
well, somebody brought it up in chat a couple weeks ago. Would you trade draft picks for Sean McVay? How about let's put just a quick list together of, are there any head coaches out there you would trade a draft pick for?
Well, Sean Payton,
not being Andy Reid.
Sean Payton was acquired via draft capital, and I wish the
Correct.
Bears would have done that.
Uh,
And
what-
yes,
He would
Sean
never
McVay-
come here. He stated he would not come to Chicago, Sean Payton.
well, that's his
That was never
problem.
gonna
But
happen.
like I said, in a vacuum, if he wanted to come here, I would have loved for him to be the head coach of the Chicago Bears. And Sean McVay, wow, brain fart. Yes, I think Sean McVay is the best coach in the NFL, best
Did you
mind in the
discuss the
NFL,
Kyle Shanahan?
and I love him.
Carl?
But would we trade draft capital for them?
Oh, no,
That's what I think the question is specifically right now.
you're right.
Raging
Kyle
Oracle
Shanahan.
ironically
No, I wouldn't.
says Harbaugh. Do we have to ask which?
Well, I'll say this, and maybe it's just me being stubborn. Ain't nowhere in the world I would trade a draft pick for Jim Harbaugh right now. And I say that because we could have got him without giving up a draft.
Well, not Jim Harbaugh, but how about how about Kyle Shanahan?
Yeah, I said Kyle Shanahan be about the only one. I mean, I like LaFleur, but I can't see myself trading with Green Bay to get him.
No, I mean, what about McVay?
McVay, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, McVay and Shanahan probably only 2 right now.
How about not trading a pick and going after John Gruden? John Gruden looks like he's sitting back with a 12-pack of beer and a pizza now. He doesn't look like he's head coach material.
Do you understand what he did? He signed with Barstool, the guys who literally do what you just said for a living, essentially on camera.
Yeah.
He is the perfect man for that job. I don't think he's going anywhere. I wish that the Bears could acquire John Gruden to be some sort of quarterback whisperer, not even like a passing game coordinator. Literally like the Caleb Williams cheerleader. Literally his official title. I would love John Gruden in that role, but I think that's about it.
Yeah, I'm
Mr.
over
Mayhem
that.
also asks Jay Gruden, and I think that would make me cry myself to sleep.
Yeah. No.
I keep meaning to watch Per Hector Zambrano saying Thomas Brown could be the Bears' future coach. I love what he said today. We can't play scared. I keep hearing these great quotes from him in the press conferences, and I haven't watched any of them. I have got to
He
drop.
talks.
I've got to drop the phone on my
He's
chest,
like-
falling asleep to watching the Thomas Brown talk in the press conference tonight.
I say this in hopes that I don't offend anyone. He reminds me of Barack Obama. He's exceptionally charismatic. What he says may not matter as much as how he says it, and my God, the way he presents his statements is powerful. It makes me want to run through a brick wall, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He does talk with authority as well as command of what he's talking about.
And not arrogance, not a drop of arrogance. So if that's what you want from your head coach, maybe Thomas Brown is your guy. But I think we've talked about it enough today. We need to see more before we crown Thomas Brown.
Vrabel.
I like what I see of Thomas Brown.
I like Vrabel more and more every second, by the way. I'm sorry, Foster.
No, I'm just saying I like what I've seen of Brown and his
Rick
him on
Gonzalez.
camera, but I also wanted to say I agree 100% with Cliff that Sean Payton's a pick.
Rick Gonzalez and Samo, great minds think alike, gentlemen.
I agree with you, Samo. I for some reason, I don't know why, but he reminds me of Tomlin too. What's up, Rick Gonzalez? Thanks for hanging out with us.
Bear Down Mike says second round pick for Kevin Stefanski. I
Nope.
don't think you can give up a second round pick for the coach in the situation he's in.
He'll be fired.
But Kevin
Find him up.
Stefanski could become available for free.
Yeah.
That would be interesting, and I would love that.
McCaskey's never would sign Gruden. You are 100% on that. Correct on that, Cliff. Rick Gonzalez. I always talk to Rick in chat on the Shaw local podcast that used to have. Oh my God, Rick! Please help me out here. What's his name? The old guy from. Come on, help me out, Rick. The long
I
time.
blanked out. I'm sorry.
Long-time reporter, worked for the Tribune for Hub Arkush. Thank you.
Oh,
I loved the Shaw local podcast because of Hub Arkush. And then he had the heart attack, and he hasn't really come back to the show. But we made friends. Rick Gonzalez and I made friends in that chat, and I appreciate you coming out here and hanging out with us for. It's the end of the show now, Rick. But thanks for coming out and hanging out with us a little bit. Yeah, I there's very few coaches that I would trade a pick for, but coaching matters. And what about if the Browns or if the Bengals fire what's his name? Would you take him?
I'm sorry, you said who now?
Zach Taylor.
Zach Taylor.
No, I think that Zach Taylor's being pushed up to the top because the quarterback is top 5 in the NFL, and one of the best debates right now in the NFL, in my opinion, is it Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson? Who's the best wide receiver in the NFL?
yeah.
If you have the best quarterback, he's not the best quarterback, but a top 5 quarterback and the best wide receiver in the NFL, you're going to be, like you saw, playing in Super Bowls.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Hub Arkush, man. Love Hub. I've been reading this shit since the fucking 90s. Huge fan.
A point that came across my mind when we were talking about coaches and all the situations that are possible when I was on Bearski's channel with Dave Ski this past Tuesday. Mr. Ben Johnson is so highly touted and sought after. He may be able to engineer his way into the job that he wants. Don't you think that the Bengals would try and get a guy like that for their offense? Can you imagine Ben Johnson on the Bengals?
Oh God. But this is my fear with Ben
Kyle Shanahan.
My fear with Ben Johnson, though, is he a product of having a great offensive line and some quality players to work with? Because
what if he's Adam Gase?
Command a team.
What if he's Adam Gase?
Right.
He could be a fucking weirdo.
Kellen Moore, I like that. Oh, Ampharius, I love Kellen Moore. And I was reminded by you saying that I forgot that my number one pick right now for head coach would be Dave Tubb.
Tobe.
It's Tobe.
Dave Tubb. Sync, whatever you want to call him.
Dang.
Tobe Sync.
You just want Dave Tobe because you heard that from Mr. Rude
Mr.
Boy
Mayhem?
on the Monday show. I
Oh,
can't
Greg
think of-
Gabriel?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Greg Gabriel is going to be our guest on Saturday, December 7th at
No shit.
10 a.m. Central
Really?
Time. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I convinced him I was in the last show, the Greg Gabriel show on the Barroom Network, Karl. I said, man, Greg sure is a lot nicer on this podcast than he is in Twitter. And then Aldo, of course, set that up for me.
Did you see? Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And then I was like, he was like, well, I don't like when people get on Twitter and they don't show their faces, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, come on the podcast. I'll show you my face. And he's like, well, I can't do nights. I'm like, I know it's past your bedtime. He's like, I can do Saturdays before college football. I'm like, all right, let's do it.
It's funny that's going to be a BCP first, and it's going to be a day that'll live in infamy probably.
You saw that nasty Twitter exchange I had with him, right? God damn, he goes for the throat. I love it.
I know.
I would love to talk to him in person.
I saw you had my back too, Karl. I appreciate that.
Once you're my friend, man. Yeah, fuck. I respect the Barroom Network, and I absolutely respect. I can't think of his name, Greg Gabriel.
Yeah.
But fuck that guy on Twitter specifically.
I know
He is
he's like a
asshole.
venomous asshole on Twitter. I'm like, damn, relax, dude.
Yeah. Fair play to him. He's living his best life, and as he should. So if I was in his position, I would act the same.
So would I. Hector, Dave Tobe. I listen. I think that he would be able to run a team so well. He would be great in situational football. I think he would hire the best coordinators. We might lose them because he's so good at finding them, but I think that with his experience over all these years, I'm a huge fan of Dave Tobe.
I hate when we talk about we're being scared of losing a coordinator.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
I wish that Shane Waldron would have been so good that instead of being fired, someone would have given us 2 first-round draft picks for him. If we're going to lose a coordinator because of success, I'm not afraid of success. Let's fucking lose him every single year. I'm okay with it.
They wouldn't have to give us 2 first-round draft picks for him because he was only our offensive coordinator. They just offer him the head coaching job, and he takes it.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. But my point is just that I'm not afraid to hire someone just because I think that they might have to leave the next year.
Fair enough. Well, guys, let's end this shit because it's past 3 hours, and I want to remind you, or I want to tell you guys. So what's up, Jay Grizz?
It's been a minute, bro.
So next week is Think. Yeah, it is. I was joking around with Jay Grizz in another chat. I said, have him on your show, and then he disappears. We had Jay Grizz on the show. He was always in the chat. We had him on the show. He's like, I had enough of you fuckers. Exit stage left. Good to see you again, Jay Grizz. Next week coming up is Thanksgiving week. So Samo, J2K, PJ, I can't do the All 22 on Tuesday night because I have to get up early Wednesday because we're driving to New Orleans to go camping for Thanksgiving in New Orleans. And I also cannot do the show on Thanksgiving on Thursday next week. So either we're not going to have any shows next week, or you guys can do the All 22 without me, and the other guys can do next Thursday's show without me.
None of that fucking matters. Screw you. You're going camping on Thanksgiving, and I've got like 3 inches of snow in my fucking yard right now.
That could have taken a turn for the worst. He could have said 3 inches of something else, but go ahead. Keep going.
I'm not fucking Shorty over there, dude.
Oh, boo.
What time is the Bears game next Thursday?
11:30.
11?
Yeah.
11?
Usually is.
Yeah, I probably won't be able to do the show. I'm having a big shindig at my house. So
Yeah, I figured you probably were busy on Thanksgiving. So we probably will not have a Thursday show next week. If you guys wanted to do the All 22 on Monday, I might be able to do that. If not, I have a much better way to give you the All 22 video for Tuesday.
does the 22 come out on Monday?
It comes out on Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, we probably
Monday
can do
night.
it Monday. But we can talk to Samo and J2K, see what they think.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But tentatively, right now, no shows next week for us here on BCP.
Right.
It is a holiday week, so
Man.
Not even those British bastards.
maybe those British bastards. I don't know. They don't celebrate Thanksgiving. They have nothing to be thankful for over there.
Wow, we got a bunch of Vikings.
Wow.
6 of them.
4 or 6 of them, baby. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 to 6, huh?
Do we have a running count from last week?
I was not here. I
Yeah.
was
Oh, okay.
getting my bean snapped, apparently. According
Yeah,
to Mr.
Did you get
Nodge.
your bean snaps, by the way?
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know, but
It has to be sex, right?
yeah, I would imagine.
Well, I climaxed a couple times. Getting your
In your
bean
hand.
snapped.
Samo's down for whatever, PJ.
Whatever. Almost down for whatever.
I don't know if J2K is still here, but if you're down for Monday, we can do that. If not, I have a much better way of giving you the all 22, so you can kind of run it like I do with the keyboard and stuff, and you can pause it and slow it down and all that stuff. So, but either way, we may or may not have a show next week. We'll let you know. Just set your notifications, like and subscribe, and then you'll find out what shows that we have coming up next week. Guys, let's get to chat right now because you guys have been fucking blowing up tonight. We got a lot of returning newbies like Ampharius, Chad Speaker. Chad Speaker's like our new BCP chat loyalist. Great to see you in here for the last several shows. Jay Grizz, it's great to see you again, man. Really good to see
Victoria. Mr. Mayhem. Samo.
you. Mr. Mayhem.
Hector Zambrano. Ampharius.
Hector Zambrano, the Nodge. Thank you so much for your super chats.
Bear down Mike.
Thank
Vernon
you.
Roseman.
Vernon Roseman.
Yeah, he wanted you to show something, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. He sent me a bunch of pictures. I don't have time to load them up. They're just old pictures of the 80s football team that I'm sick of talking about.
Dang.
Slick Sophistication, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Great to see you in here. Cliff Victoria.
STC.
We were lost without you in the beginning, Cliff. Great to see you. Hopped in later. Chad Speaker saying, finally found a true Bears channel. We love hearing that, and we appreciate it, Chad.
Larry T.
Hector
Have we
Zambrano.
thanked Bearsky, Mr. Pauly, yet?
Bearsky.
Kersky.
Ollie, thanks, bro.
Kedro.
Matt
Kids.
Kedro.
Keds the Canuck.
There's
Larry T. Bear Down
Scott-
Mike.
Rick
Scottish
Gonzalez.
Bear was in here.
Mm-hmm. Scottish Bear.
Raging Oracle.
Hope you're doing good, Scott.
Yeah.
Samo, of course. Great to see you.
This is the dawning of the age of Ampharius. The age of Ampharius. Ampharius.
Yeah, it's getting late.
I tell you what. Who we do. Who do we miss?
Dave S.
Who do we miss the most? PJ
Who do we miss the most?
in chat. Ready?
Mammy?
Duh. Van. Duh.
Dawn. Stupid.
Mark Kazak, too.
Mark Kazak too.
Mark,
Retro TV and music. We miss that fucker too.
Yeah, retro.
Larry T. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Jack Mehoff. Love the name. Fartman. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I feel like Beavis and Butthead.
What was that one guy? DJ something?
Oh, DJ 88 something.
Yeah.
Wasn't Minister Charles Johnson in here earlier?
Yes,
PJ loves a good Johnson.
Atmos. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, Atmos.
Us.
Laz hanging out with us. Dave S.
Yes.
Larry T. Scottish Bear.
Scottish Bear. Well,
Yeah, guys, we
Chad
truly
Speaker.
appreciate you guys hanging out with us.
Much love to all you guys. Much love and appreciation to all you. You are the reason why we do this. We promise you that much.
Leroy, show enough, was in here.
Jay Grizz, man, you're coming in with all.
Thanks, Karl and Jack and Hugh. I hope you guys have a good night. Peace to everybody out there.
Yeah.
Signing off, Ben.
Yeah,
Over.
Hugh's a good host. Jack, you done good today, Jack.
If we do not see you again before, next week, happy Thanksgiving to you and all of your family. Hope you guys have a safe and belly stuffing holiday.
Pause.
I'm going to. We are going to
Novums.
Commander's Palace in New Orleans for dinner on Thanksgiving. And there's also a really great Italian restaurant in New Orleans called the Mona Lisa with the best damn lasagna I've ever had. Oh my goodness. I can't wait.
Do they serve catfish with it?
Fuck no.
Oh.
Fuck no, they don't.
Actually thinking about doing fish and spaghetti.
Yeah, I'll have some egg rolls, some tin ping dong, and
BCP at the restaurant.
it does crack me up, man.
I don't know which one of those is my between those two. There's two of my favorites of all. Yeah, I'll have some egg rolls and some ten pang dog.
I thought this was your favorite, Mr. Hugh.
What? No super chats?
Yeah.
But for my money, this is my
Would you
favorite.
like to stroke my pussy, darling?
I miss Doug, man. I miss Doug so much.
I'll have to text him and be like, "Really, Doug?
Come back to Earth.
Come on, Doug. Come back to us,
Come
Doug."
back to Earth.
Yeah. Gonna be all right, man.
We gonna be all right.
Leroy Green is another newbie. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, Leroy.
Show enough. From the Last Dragon. Show enough.
Man.
Show enough. All right, guys. We'll see you next week one way or another. Maybe it'll be British Bears on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. It might be Monday night with us doing the L22. If not, it'll be Tuesday night with PJ, Samo, and J2K doing the L22. And we're definitely probably not going to do a Thursday night show. In that case, have a great Thanksgiving. And we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. On a 1-2 tree, let's end this shit on a Bears. Hopefully it's a win. A 1, a 2, a 3. Bears.
There's
Fuck the Packers.